Is
that how we're opening this? Is that how we're doing this?
No. Are we live?
I mean, yeah, but I haven't taken they can hear you, but I have not given them the gift of taking away the way screen yet.
Oh, okay.
So they just heard us doing them.
Correct.
Okay.
Scott's like, I'm killing all of them tonight.
There's an explanation. All of us, I don't know if you guys don't see the full square rectangular camera angles, but all of us are same height, and Tyler's wearing a green shirt, and he was kind of like ducked down, so he looked like a little turtle, like trying to poke out of his shell, and it reminded me of the Six Flags commercials. You know the Six Flags commercials, like the turtle-looking guy who...
I'll sit down here with you, Tyler.
Can't beat him. I don't like this. I don't like being that low. My knees are like in my gut.
My chair is as high up as I can get it.
That's where mine is too.
Same with mine.
Tall people things, Mike.
Me? I'm not tall.
How tall are you, Mike?
Like 5'8".
Oh.
He makes Mark look average height. That's a compliment. So
Wait,
now
I always forget how tall Mark actually is. Is he 5'6" or is he 5'8" or 5'10"?
Well, okay, Mark is 5'11", but he's got the body of a 5'5" man and the head of a 7-footer.
Well, he's got to be 5'10". He's not 5'11".
Mark looks like he skips leg day.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm close to 6'4", and everyone that's under 6'1" looks the same height to me.
Woohoo! I'm 6'1". I don't look the same height.
You know, whether you're 1 foot tall, 5 feet tall, it's all just like the top of your head. It doesn't really make a big difference to me.
Pat, you're 5'11", right?
I'm 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah, so you're around the same height as Mark.
Pat has a normal sized head.
I do.
Yeah, that's true.
Almost all of me is average.
Did I have this conversation on my stream on Tuesday? I can't remember, but we talked about Mark's caricature type body.
His caricature physique.
Caricature.
Yeah. Like, I legitimately want to know how much his head weighs.
Listen, this is I don't know Mark through a hole in the wall. I've never had more than like a passing 2 words to that man. But he looks like the Looney Tunes bulldog, who's just like all up here.
Well, look, you
really
said get him on speakerphone real quick.
No, I legitimately want to know how much just his head weighs.
Probably like half his body weight.
Oh my god, there's no way. There's no way.
Would it float or would it weigh the same as a duck?
It's a witch!
Just sinks like a boulder.
We have to decapitate him to test this theory.
We're not having a go at Mark. We are literally trying to figure out how much we think Mark's head weighs.
I didn't ask that question. I just want to completely remove myself from the weight of Mark's head question. I just said it's large.
What are you eating, Scott?
What does he ever eat?
Scott's having some stressful days, I think, so it's just ice cream time. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's pregnant.
Congratulations.
I'm having a burger.
Who's the father?
I
Got a
ate
burger?
pizza.
Is it Wade?
FYI, chat, if anybody was on my stream, I ate
Who are
today.
you pointing at?
Tyler.
You're pointing at
you.
me? Oh, all right.
Did you mail him the jar? Never mind. You know, Scott, take it away. Let's not go with the jar of...
Yeah.
Love in a jar is going to be something we see on the internet marketplace 100 years from now.
It's like dick in a box. Love in a jar.
Why 100 years? Let's do it now. Come over
Well,
to...
I'm sure you can on the black market or the dark web.
Bathwater.
Yeah, come
The dark
over
web.
to
Gamer Girl bathwater. If you can sell bathwater, why can't you sell love spread?
Merch.jaroflove.tyler.com.
Love spread.
Spread the love. That's
Yeah, spread the love. It's like it's like peanut butter or that other stuff people really like.
Love spread.
Spread it on some bread, put some jelly, and love spread sandwich.
Wait.
Scott, please, woman of God.
I already
take
got
a
you
minute.
your jingle. It's Love Spread. It's just Love Shack. It's just now.
Gotta get that love spread in between my thighs.
Baby, love spread. Give me love spread.
Love spread, baby.
Start, Scott. Start, Scott.
You know you recorded
I've been muted that whole time.
That's fair.
I'm just waiting. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Wait, did
How's
we
your day
say
going?
we're Live? I feel like I need to retweet.
I had food. Makes it a good day.
I had food as well.
I'm having ice cream. Does that count?
I hate how as I've gotten older, I become like more stereotypical stupid guy, where it's like I'm really dumb, and anything that involves food, I'm just like, yay, happy now.
I mean,
This is like the first time I've actually been in my house today.
I'm slowly becoming Mortifer as the years go on.
yeah, minus the physique or
And
really anything
the-
impressive whatsoever. Pat, where were you all day?
It was raining today, so I went outside and I enjoyed the rain.
Oh, hey, listen. You know who else is enjoying being saturated by rain?
You mean being saturated by wetness and gelatinous goo?
Yeah.
My good buddy Bashra.
What are you talking about? He's fine.
Nice segue.
He's gonna eat the cube from the inside out. That's what he's gonna do.
The real question is like, how long are we giving this man before we be like, something might have gone wrong? Because that's how many rounds he gets digested for a while.
Even if we figure out something's going wrong, what are we gonna do? Like,
Pull me out!
I'm attacking the water.
You're in a gelatin.
Whoa,
Well,
whoa,
you know
whoa,
what?
whoa.
You know, I can't. You know what?
I
You're
can't
gonna-
pull you out. I
yeah.
have a child. We know it doesn't work.
That's
Oh
true.
my gosh. Well,
I thought you said I was the
Jax
father,
could
Scott.
evaporate all the water.
We could evaporate the.
He's not water is the thing. The water is
let's
not
say-
the thing.
Let's say that happens. Let's say he tries to boil the water to evaporate it. They need to be boiling the water with you in it.
But
You know
I'm
what?
in the cube.
You're
The
gonna-
cube will protect me.
Only if you're a dark elf. Scott, would you like to go?
Oh,
And you're not
Oh.
that.
oh.
That whooshed right over my head.
Oh, because you're gonna.
pretty tall, and
You know
that
what?
thing, like, went
Pray,
over mine,
pray you
too.
never learn. Just pray you never learn.
Sorry, this is an old reference.
Yeah, it's a very old reference.
All right. Anyways, hey, let's start with initiative. What's Tyler? Why are we doing that? Okay. Well, I mean, if
What?
you're asking,
Hey,
you're asking, Tyler.
Is CX's initiative get advantage now? Did we build that in? Because he should have.
Why would I roll for initiative? I'm not even in the water.
I agree with him.
CX and water don't.
Wait, I'm rolling initiative? Okay.
Can the water roll initiative?
That's right.
You
I got
didn't highlight your mini again.
You know what? This is the first time I have not highlighted my mini. So
I beg to differ.
I beg to not differ because it's fact. It is a matter of fact.
This is how it's gonna play out, Tyler.
I'm stomping it for you, Tyler. I'm stomping it.
By the way, dice is all fixed again. We're good.
Yay!
We got it back.
Always spay neuter your dice.
I figured out the major problem. I just changed the encoder I'm using, and that actually helped a
Whoa.
lot.
The dice is real big too.
Yeah, they're on my head.
Yeah.
I had foot
Hang
lettuce.
on, I'll
for
get rid
dinner.
of them for you. There you go.
You guys ever had foot
No.
lettuce for dinner?
I'm having Carl's Jr. for dinner, known
can't
as
hear you,
Hardee's,
big
where
fry.
you're from.
I had Burger King yesterday.
I like their chicken fries.
I like their burgers.
Where did Burger King?
Anyway, what's happening with this gelatinous cube?
First of all, Tyler, I have to tell you that you have the condition restrained, which means you have disadvantage on attack rolls. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and you have disadvantage on dex saving throws. But most importantly, your speed is 0. You cannot move. You cannot move normally. You can't be like, Scott, I'm going to make a swim check to swim out of here. No, that's not how it works. Okay. You start your turn inside of the gelatinous cube. It didn't engulf you. You engulfed yourself inside of it because, you swam into it blindly. Before we do anything else, you have to take some nice, comfortable acid damage. Don't worry, it's cool. It's honestly not that much, really.
It's
It has
just-
to beat my AC first.
No, it doesn't.
No,
You're
you
inside of it.
swam into it, my mans.
What are you talking about? That's not that much. That's half my health.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you the only one that hasn't died fully yet in this party?
I
No,
have
he-
died fully.
Yeah, he's got to do the spying because he died fully.
Basically, when you look at pictures of gelatinous cubes, it's like the armor is pristine, and then there's just the skeleton of the person who once was inside of it.
That's the artwork that I have as part of one of my purchases on.
There you
That's
go.
kind of
Roll 20.
ranger shaped.
It will
And
be
you can,
soon.
you can close that away, Mike.
Yeah.
So
All right,
go
I'm
ahead.
down to 29 hit points, guys.
Meanwhile, we're like, I wonder how he's doing.
That's true.
So how?
Maestro, on its turn, you know what it does? Nothing. It's your turn, sir.
Because
But my turn first anyway.
it went,
I
and it didn't do anything. So you got to think of this thing as like, it lives down there because things literally just feed itself right into it because it's not very intelligent. It's just like a large amoeba that just devours whatever goes inside of it. It exists to eat.
So are these pretty common in like kind of?
Dungeons.
Dungeons.
Yeah. So if your character's not been dungeon delving
But
very often,
if you assume all it eats is organic matter, you put it inside of a sewer and it has a constant supply of organic matter.
it's very true.
All right, here's what Beistra's gonna
I
do.
suppose you don't really need this. We know.
Yeah.
I'm talking about poop.
Way out.
Hey, no. Beistra is gonna pull out his Heart Seeker, tie a rope around the arrow, and shoot it back in the direction of where he came towards you guys.
That's a great idea. I love this. It's the best idea you could possibly have. You make your Heartseeker attack roll with disadvantage.
Nope, it's normal because I activate it.
You go right ahead, sir. You activate that and you make your attack roll.
I love this. I love this so much.
I love it too. So you shoot an arrow underwater. Hey, chat, how far can an arrow travel into water or underwater? The answer is about 3 feet.
Hey, but it would float.
You know what? It would if 3 feet got it outside of the gelatinous cube.
What the heck?
What's happening right now? Listen, what's happening right now is Beistra is live reenacting how the art is depicted. Usually see like one arrow stuck mid-flight, some rope stuck to it, a skeleton of a man in armor with like something held in desperation. It's all coming together. It's all coming together.
Tyler, I mean no disrespect when I say this, but like normally when you shoot an arrow into water, you have that tension to shoot. When you're in a gelatinous blob or even underwater, you don't have that tension.
There is tension.
Beistra's panicking. It's all right. It's turn, I believe, Scott.
Listen.
It is the creature's turn. Hold on, Tyler. It's okay. It's the creature's turn. Do you want to know what it does on its turn?
It tries to eat me.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't do anything. All right, it's bottom. Before we get to the top of initiative, after theirs, it's actually everybody else is welcome to roll a perception check. Hold on, before you do. It would have been with disadvantage, but honestly, because Syak specifically said that he's leaning out and bursting out fire from time to time, making light. Actually, Syak specifically, you can roll with a normal check. However, if I remember correctly, Vicelor was vaguely interested in what was going on, was kind of looking in, and Thonk wasn't paying attention at all.
He was? What are you talking about?
You were over there looking into the water?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he went in. I'm just like doing my typical keeping eyes behind, keeping eyes on the water.
So because you're not like actively looking like what's going on in there, I'm gonna give Vicelor and Syak's normal perception, you disadvantage perception.
Okay.
And again, that's because Syak's is doing the bursts.
No, that's fair.
I've got normal.
Correct. You have normal. You are not normal.
Well, that is an accurate statement.
Vicelor just rolled to me, whispered. Why did you whisper your rolls to me, Vicelor?
How do you even do that?
You have the.
I can fix it for you.
Yeah,
Where's your character sheet?
How do you roll whispered?
Are you rolling on your other character sheet?
No,
What roll?
not rolling on the right one.
I'll allow him. It was actually a shitty roll, but I'll allow him to re-roll because he whispered it to me. Give me 1 second.
Where's
this is
that?
always whisper rolls. Here we go. Never whisper rolls. Oh, I think I know why. Tyler. I think it's because I was practicing something on your character sheet beforehand. I meant Wade. And so I put it that way so I can like look at stuff without showing you what I was looking at.
Ah, so you intentionally have
That
sabotage.
was my fault. You rolled a 9. I'm giving you a re-roll.
That was
You rolled a 3 + 6 = 9.
That was a great line.
That's it. Roll with disadvantage.
Doesn't matter.
Oh,
Wade falls into the water.
Well, Thonk rolled a 6.
We'll fall into the water on a perception. It's not acrobatics.
Thonk, you're not really paying attention, but luckily for the world, you're a very perceptive person. Something seems off underwater. It seems like there's a bit of, I don't know, the water is moving funny. And not because somebody's like swimming through it, especially since Beistra is the type to not really make many ripples. It's just rippling and moving funny. But you don't see any like bubbles or anything like that, suggesting that somebody's like losing their breath under there. You don't see, I don't know, you see that the water is kind of like swooshing around and moving strangely. You don't really know what it is.
We know, so from the knowledge I remember from last episode, we do know that it tunnels into another area, like, because he came back, right? Or no?
He didn't come back.
That's what he went to go explore.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he tell us to give him X amount of time? Because things are moving weirdly, which might be worrying.
No, he didn't say give me X amount of time. But again, it's not.
I'm looking at my spell list. Sorry, I'm just trying to make.
You know that lizard folk are swamp creatures.
Yeah.
We know he's a good swimmer just from our activities with Aishra, so it shouldn't have taken him that long.
But it's
only been seconds.
Yeah, it's been literally 6 to 12 seconds, which is where I'm struggling with my decision making.
I'd say like 22 seconds.
22.
Yeah, nothing that long for a lizard folk.
Okay.
Long wasn't there to know how good of a swimmer Baishra is. Only
no, but you're a lizard folk, and they're naturally good at swimming.
You're swamp creatures, yeah.
I'm a swamp creature.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think like what I could do to like if I was concerned casting a spell that might help, but nothing that I can see. I guess Thonk would just kind of vocalize to CX. It's been about a half a minute. Give it a few more seconds, but I'm not seeing any bubbles. Either he's come up the other side or something's gone wrong.
Okay. It is now Baishra's turn. Baishra, what would you like to do? Oh, no, sorry. You have to start your turn taking some damage.
We don't get to see all those dice
apparently
get rolled,
it doesn't, yeah. I want to roll it like this, just so we can see it. Yeah, let's
swear to God,
there we go.
Oh,
I have 1 health.
that was a good roll. I'm gonna just posit that I don't think he can take another round like that.
Tyler, what would you like to do, sir?
Sounds about right.
I don't have like.
Do you have anything magical that can help?
You can always try to swim free. You can always try to like break free, like fight against the jelly.
I was restrained.
You are restrained, but you can fight against the jelly.
Mike, can you telepathically communicate with him?
Anyway,
I don't know if I have a prepared.
I'm gonna try to swim back the way I came.
No, Thonk and Baishra were talking to each other when we were separated. Remember, that's how we were.
Yeah, but I don't have it prepared. Is the problem?
Oh, okay.
Because we're all together. So if we're all together, I don't think.
Then there's no reason to, right?
Yeah.
What do I need to roll to try and go back the way I came?
It would be, I believe, a strength check.
Strength check?
Correct, not save, strength check.
Do I do that with disadvantage or normal?
Actually, it's normal because hold on, just double checking. Restrained is disadvantage on deck saves, and this is a strength check.
All right. I'm real good at this, guys. I am real good at this.
That was surprisingly high. Great job.
You spend your action pulling yourself away out of this creature, and you actually end up. This is your action. You still have your move, 5 feet. So more or less adjacent to the cube and the direction of your choice, which you chose to go back the way you came. So all of a sudden you are outside of the creature, and you can feel it's not burning, like the residual burning, but you're not inside of it anymore. You can feel yourself inside normal water. You're still holding breath pretty well because you're a lizard folk. You hold, 15 minutes or whatever? Mm-hmm. And you're outside of it. You can swim away. You can try to get back to your friends.
He's gonna swim up and away to the surface to show his face and get back as quickly as possible.
Awesome. What's your AC?
17, and I can double move.
That's okay because I want to attack you as you move away.
Oh.
I want to attack you as you move away.
That's called an attack of opportunity. Can you do anything about that?
Oh.
You still have he has his move action.
Yeah, I would disengage with my bonus action and then swim the hell away.
Thank you, Tyler. I was like, I already rolled my attack roll. I rolled a 19. Say something, sir. All right.
I didn't understand because I didn't see it as I was looking at it weird. I didn't think of it.
No, you're fine. Again, you have 1 health point. It's stressful. So you break yourself free of it, and you realize you're floating inside water again. And you look back and you see this thing, and you turn to start swimming, and you see it kind of like jiggling and kind of like trying to flop forward at you. And you're like, oh shit! And you kind of like pull your feet together and do like a mermaid kick as you like thrust with your arms at the same time. Just like a quick little burst, getting out of there just in time as it's like into the area where you would have been and like would have engulfed you again. But you're able to get free and it's like you're really out of breath. Actually, probably a lot more graceful than that. Like
yeah, he's been gone less than a minute.
Be like, he would just get to the surface and just be like, "Yep, I'm not swimming anymore. I'm not swimming anymore," and get back to the stairs and get out.
You can try to like pull yourself onto like the platform or whatever, and you guys can see his scales are literally like bubbling and sizzling. There's a very caustic smell to him. Like it is not nice. Like he's now permeating this odor, and he does not look okay.
I would walk over and tap him with my staff. Beishra, you look like a shit.
He would grab the staff and just like throw it in the water.
You want to wrestle me for my staff and throw it in the water where the cube is?
Yep.
I mean, honestly, it's an opposed athletics check, I'd just say.
You take away this staff, man, I'm going to fucking murder you.
Sorry,
oh, he's so weak. How does Weissler always win strength checks? How does he always do it? He's like, he takes his thing and starts pulling it. He's like, old man strength.
You can't have my earring or my staff. And he'll like whack you in the head with it and walk away.
After you get whacked again.
He doesn't even respond. He's just panting and upset, and with the fact that he legitimately just ended up trying to be consumed. Which is literally his biggest fear because he loves eating things alive.
Man, it must suck, huh?
And and so he's literally just on the deck, completely and utterly baffled with the fact that he's stuck there by himself. And,
wait, 91 athletics. Shouldn't you fall back in the water and be in the cube?
So you try to take a stick from him. What he does, he actually just pushes you back into the cube. And then he pulls it away gently because you're being consumed. He's like, oh, thanks.
Hang on, let me dissonant whispers him and he'll run away the other direction straight into the cube again.
Just
after Weissler bonks you, CX is going to walk over and just kind of like toss you all your stuff back.
I thought you were saying toss him back in.
Toss it in the water. No, I would give it back to Beishra.
What were we hoping was down there?
Why you're trying to find the entrance to talk to the the Thieves Guild.
CX would ask.
Oh yeah, is this all about the mercenaries? Is that what we're trying to do?
Yeah.
Mercenaries, information, like a chain of information, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm.
CX would just ask, "What the hell happened to you down there?"
Honestly, Beishra wouldn't know, so Beishra would just respond with, "I don't know. Something acidic. Something tried to eat me. It trapped me. I managed to fight free, but." It's water, and then it's something else. I don't know what.
Hold on.
It was.
I heal you for 15. I kind of, as you're explaining, you just feel a warm hand at your back, and some of your wounds close very quickly.
I feel bad for bringing this up. You went down without gear, right?
Yeah.
You gave it to me. How'd you use your bow?
He brought his bow.
Huh?
He brought his bow just in case.
Oh, did he? Okay.
I didn't bring my bow. I never brought my bow.
It's canon now.
Well, I was gonna say I thought you left me with pretty much everything, but I thought you kept it like a dagger or something like
That's
that.
right. It's canon now.
I put a dagger in my mouth, so.
Okay. My point was I wanted to return your stuff, basically. I was gonna look to Thonk or Weissler and ask if they could do anything to help you guys, but Thonk already took care of it.
I helped. I made sure he was alive.
Took care of a small amount.
CX would just look at the group saying, well, what do we do now?
Well, I posit that we don't go down there.
It's the only way out.
We need to clear this. We need to do something.
Was it something in the water that attacked you?
Do we, based on his description, Scott, do we know anything about what it could have been?
Yeah, there's you know what? Why don't you do me a favor and roll me a nature check?
All of us, or
Anybody that wants to.
I mean, Beisha would assist in explaining. So Wade already.
I think it's one of those water stickies.
Water.
Do these appear in a swamp regularly or anything?
No.
All right.
They appear in nowhere regularly.
Well,
Honestly, none of you have a clue what it is.
I was gonna say I assist by trying to describe what was happening, but everybody rolled.
No, your description is what gave everybody an opportunity to roll.
perhaps it is another one of those elementals or golems, but this time made of acid. Not sure.
All I know is that I couldn't see it, and it tried to eat me or do something with me. I just burned. It trapped me. It burned. But we need to figure out a way to clear this area and get this open anyway. I don't know how.
How large of an opening would you say it is, Beishra?
I mean, I could see the bars.
So like it's like that little opening that you swim through. How wide? How wide of a gap is it, Scott?
The size of an average proctologist's fingers.
I would say it's pretty. I would say it's pretty big.
I mean, the area is actually 10 feet wide, and then goes back. He swam back about.
I guess more specifically, from roof to ceiling in that tunnel. How
Oh,
much?
so 10 feet by 10 feet.
10 feet by
right?
10. Okay.
And then he swam back from the balcony, 30 feet to get to like where the whatchamacallit is,
The
where the
Gelatinous
gate
cube.
was. No, the gate.
Can I make another perception check to try to see anything in the water?
Basher would also.
Yeah.
He would have his lantern revealing still lit as well.
Do we have any kind of advantage for knowing kind of where he got stuck at, or is it still just normal roll, or a disadvantage because it's hard to see?
It's actually a normal roll, but it's going to be changed if the lantern revealing is actually shined in there.
Okay.
I mean, that's what he would do. Basher he's trying to see what just tried to eat him.
Man, that's 17. It likes to tease me.
Rocking that too, guys.
I was thinking about shocking grasp the water.
It's too little electricity for the area that you're trying to hit.
That's what I was thinking. Like, if
You
it's
need
too
something
big of an
more.
area, it's not going to do
I was
anything.
going to throw my 60-inch plasma TV in.
I was gonna throw in my toaster, but it's actually the size of my apartment.
Big toaster.
CX will look
Wait.
good.
Okay, go ahead, roll.
Yeah. Okay.
Wade, you actually notice something in the murky water. You notice there seems to be like even though the water kind of like moves and shifts a bit, there's a consistent shape inside there, not small. Something that doesn't seem to move, even though all the other like junk inside the water seems to kind of like shift and move a bit.
Ah, right here. It appears there's something causing the water to shift. I could attempt to. Do my spells work through water?
Depends on the spell, man.
I can tell.
Blast or
He's
total the
just
day.
going to look at you guys and be like, I'm useless here.
I don't know. Eldritch Blast is
Evaporate the water.
force.
Evaporate the water.
I would say that Total Dead, no problem. Absolutely works. Eldritch Blast, I would say because you have so much like, it more or less gives it a type of cover because it gives what we call like a concealment or whatever. It would actually make it harder to hit the creature.
Does Call the Dead do frost damage or necrotic damage?
It's necrotic.
Doesn't one of your spells do frost
Armor
damage?
of Agathis.
I don't have. Well, yeah. Cold damage is my armor. I have to be hit.
Well, I don't think. Well, I mean, Tyler was getting hit without.
Why are you saying frost damage?
I don't know. I was thinking of freezing the water.
Freezing the water.
Oh,
Freeze a cube and break it.
unless the water willingly attacks me, I don't think I can freeze it with my armor.
Jelly. Gelatinous.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go climb in with my armor on. So I'm just gonna. Try
No,
to,
I have an idea. What am I doing?
we don't know.
I'm a cleric.
Yeah, you have destroy everything in sight.
No,
Magic.
so maybe Thonk's never done this before. Is the problem? I have the spell. I just never use it. But Scott, it's a 4th level. You see what I'm talking about?
Let me look at your character sheet.
I
Sorry.
have it marked.
Yep, coming. Hold on.
A DC 12 strength check. What are you talking
4th level spell marked. Hold on.
No.
Yep.
You see what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. So Thonk probably just kind of you guys are debating openly, and he's listening and thinking, is there anything he can do? And then Thonk kind of just walks over to the water and holds out his hand. And what ends up happening is where's the one I wanted to do?
Roll 20. Give me a hard time. It's just straight up not working.
You see the water begin to ripple from the middle, and slowly it begins to part on its ways out as
You're Moses.
Like genuinely, like he just kind of puts his hand on the water, and a very quickly like a red flash goes across, maybe even glowing against the rock surface's ceiling, and then the water begins to ripple in the center and begins to push apart and part ways down the center, showing a walking path we'll be able to walk through, and ideally, Mr. Gelatinous Cube.
Yeah, it's a walking path that's completely stopped by
the
gelatinous cube. Yep.
There we go. And he'll stand up and just look down.
So we can actually see it now, yeah?
Yep, 100%. It's about 20 feet away from the ledge. If you're back from the ledge, it's further than that from you.
This is concentration up to 10 minutes, so you know.
Before you do anything else, everybody click your token and roll initiative except for Beishra.
Oh, because I already rolled.
If this thing can move 30 feet and just charges at us, I think I would scream and run away.
See access advantage and roll a 3.
I don't know why I rolled twice.
Because of the bow that you have.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
The bow I gave you.
Why did it roll perception?
It didn't roll perception. It rolled initiative.
Nice.
Oh.
Back to my normal rolls, everyone.
Beishra, you see the creature, and you actually get to act first.
I'm shooting it with my bow.
Okay, but which you've always had on you.
Well,
No,
now he has all of his
Just
stuff
now,
anyway.
got it.
Then how'd you shoot it while you were inside of it?
I didn't shoot. I slashed with my dagger that I had.
No, that doesn't make sense. There's currently an arrow and some rope.
You're right.
Inside
That
of it.
doesn't make sense, but him trying to shoot a bow out of a gelatinous yellow
He
cube.
panicked. People do stupid stuff when they panic.
He didn't say it worked. He said he could try.
Now you've already used 2 of your heart seekers when you fought the elemental, and you just used the third one while you were stuck inside the cube.
One.
When you fought the elemental.
Golem. No, I didn't fight an elemental. I only used
Golem,
it once
sorry.
against the golem. I only used it once because I had 2.
You might be right. Okay.
I believe I used my mantle and all that junk. So
Yeah.
I'm not activating it. I'm just rolling.
Oh, your 18 is a miss.
It's a miss?
No, I'm just kidding. You hit.
Oh, okay. I was
I'm
like,
like, why?
7 points of piercing damage. Awesome. Thank you very much, sir. I'll take your 7 points of piercing damage. And
How
I'll laugh
far
at
away
it.
from this thing?
Again, about 20 feet from the ledge. If you're awake from the ledge by any amount, add that. So 20 to 35 feet. Nothing crazy.
I'm hoping this thing can't move normal pace.
Yeah, we'll find out. Thunk.
Thonk says a quick prayer while touching the mark on his chest, and I'll cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay. There's a concentration spell, though, I think.
Oh,
isn't
is
it?
it?
Oh, no.
No, it's duration a minute.
Duration 1 minute.
Yes,
Yep.
duration 1 minute.
No,
So it's a hammer that shows
Bonus
up.
action.
Roll your attack roll.
Well, is it close enough for it to swing?
You summon it how far away?
It's
20 feet.
It can move
Yep.
20 feet.
Then
on my
yes.
turn.
Then
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
you're good.
And repeat the attack with a creature 5 feet. Nice.
Bam. That's a hit.
Does
That's another 8
does
points damage.
Divine Strike apply to that?
No, because you didn't attack.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and that was your bonus action when you do your standard.
I guess I'll move up and swing.
You're gonna climb down into the area and swing.
Yeah.
To get there in time, just because there's a bit of a drop, I just need an athletics check. It's nothing crazy though. There's no chance of hurting yourself.
All right. Just a chance of falling on my face,
Yeah.
which I do. Well, it's not I didn't roll below a 5, so.
You don't fall on your face, but you do stumble and you have a bit of a graceless fall down.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna be a jerk here. Make you do a DC 8 concentration check. Sorry, Constitution save to not lose your spell.
DC 8.
DC 7. Sorry,
7.
Constitution
Okay,
save.
I'm good.
Oh, you did it. Okay, cool.
Yep.
I didn't even see it roll. All right, perfect.
Let me swing Skull Crusher.
That's nope, because you didn't get there. You didn't move your whole turn, unfortunately. You can finish moving with your action if you'd like, but you didn't get there in time with your move action.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'll just stand where I am then and keep a little bit of space.
Okay, cool. So again, you already went up, so you're probably about 10 feet from it.
Yep, that works.
Right. All right, then it's the creature's turn, and all of a sudden it's like, and then as it literally just like lurches and folds on you like somebody ate the side of the Jello mold and the Jello just collapsed. That's what it does to you. It kind of sucks in its belly and just falls forward on top of you.
If it eats me, I'm assuming it can't avoid inflict wounds.
Oh, I actually rolled a really good chance to hit. I'm sorry.
I imagine if I ever get like absorbed into it, it has no chance to not get hit by inflict wounds since it's a touch spell and I'm inside it.
We'll find out in 2 seconds, sir.
Oh, I'm about to be glorped?
Maybe.
All right.
So first and foremost, it hits you and does to you 8 points of acid damage.
Okay.
Could you do me a favor? Because as soon as it then it hits you, it finishes its move speed to share a square with you. Could you make me a dexterity saving throw?
19.
Oh, nice roll.
Yeah, that's a great roll.
Very close.
Lucky, lucky.
The problem is, when it moves into your square, you try to move back, but oh no, you can move back. Sorry, you move back to get yourself pinned up against the wall behind you. So like that area, that wall you just like dropped down, like stumbled down, is now behind you. So you move back, so it's not engulfing you, but you're like, oh shit! If it does that again, I got nowhere to move back to. But that's its turn. Weisler.
I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stay up on the ledge, and I think I'm gonna Toll of the Dead this thing.
Go ahead. Wisdom save.
Yeah, I'll pop into chat here. Wisdom save.
Ooh.
DC. Yeah, I failed that.
It
Cool.
takes the 22, right?
Jesus, 22. Oh my god. Okay.
That's
Nice.
12. Yeah, that was a great roll.
Okay. Wow.
It's
That's
already
a
hurt,
lot.
right?
Yep.
Yeah,
that's 22.
you maxed it.
Almost. Yeah.
24 would have been, but yeah.
Oh,
Syax, your turn, sir.
For me to move down and jump down to where Thonk is, that require me to do like an athletics check?
It's actually more of an acrobatics this time because you're going to be having to jump past the thing to be behind it.
I thought he was up against the wall, which is just right next
Oh,
to
yeah. You can slide down. My apologies. You can slide down to be, and it would be athletics check either way. You just slide down to be next to Thonk. Yep, you can do that.
Okay. So just normal athletics?
Mhm.
All right. My athletics sucks. So.
You're fine. You actually do a fine job. You walk over, you drop down, and you're perfectly fine. You're standing next to Thonk. The thing's right in front of you.
CX is just going to kind of grumble to Thonk, grab onto his belt, and I'm going to fire step us back up top.
Pop that in chat.
Uh,
I was wondering why you were both like willingly getting like up in this thing's face. That's
Yeah, I thought it was dumb too, but Jesus.
But
I was just
no.
gonna touch this thing with the spell and hopefully just melt. All
yeah,
itself.
I don't like you being down there. CX doesn't like water to begin with, so he's like, oh, no.
What's
So
the DC for your spell, sir?
Should be listed under all your spells.
15?
Is 15 the spell save DC for you?
Yes, that is
Okay.
my spell save.
Roll me your 3d10, sir. I don't know if we have that saved somewhere where you can just click a button or if you have to type it.
No, actually, it might be.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
No,
Holy
it is.
crap.
Hey,
It is
that's
not.
cool.
It is not a button I can press. So I just.
I'm glad we at least roll high numbers when we deal damage. At least we
Yeah.
got that going for us.
Very
CX jumps down, grabs a hold of Thonk, slaps his foot real loud, and they explode into fire, dealing a bunch of fire damage against the wall, against the gelatinous blob, and we both are up top on the ledge where Weisler is.
Beautiful. I love it. Do you want to do anything with your bonus action, sir?
Probably just gonna tell the guys to not to go down there, because it's very stupid.
Right? Beatrice, so your
I'm
turn.
just gonna grumble. It's probably better to fight it up here. But yeah, I don't. I have sorcery points and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna. My mantle has been used. My flames, I think, is still active, right?
Whenever you cast a fire spell, flames kicks in. So technically, a 3d10. If you pop flames into chat, I think it actually modifies your 3d10. If you reroll a 1, nope, nothing. Okay, you're good.
No, I was gonna say I don't think it has anything. My
You're just
mantle of
glowing light
flame
now.
does. My mantle lets me reroll ones.
Yeah, you're just glowing light now, is what it is.
Here's a question I don't really want to ask. Is this pretty aerated, or is this like a tight sewage system with sewage gases that we just lit on fire?
No sewage gas is lit on fire as of right now, but you don't know why.
Okay, good. All right, good. No, honestly, I'll take that.
That's why I'm not throwing a fireball, Wade.
Hey,
the temptation was there. Okay, don't worry.
Let's let Tyler try to get his revenge. All right, boys.
Yeah, I'm not rooting for us to explode. I just, was thinking of all the different gases and crap that's usually in sewage lines, and
It's a hit, sir.
just want to make sure.
I don't get sneak attack because they ran away.
Yep, you are correct.
Can you sneak attack a gelatinous cube in 5th?
Mike.
No, I know
Yes.
the rules, but
No,
there's not even a special
Mike,
exception.
Mike.
That's so stupid. Gelatinous cubes in the old editions could not be snuck attack because they don't have awareness of their own surroundings.
It's discernible anatomy.
Yeah, they're cubes. Where's their front? Where's their back? They don't have one.
Do they
Anyway, I did minimum damage.
Do they
with
poop?
4.
No, they just dissolve and digest, and it just goes
And
as part of
grow. I would think they grow.
Yeah,
as
they definitely would
consume
grow.
more.
But there's no feces.
How
or
do
anything.
they become a thing? Is it a spell?
That's a question
or...
for Scott. I actually don't know the origins of gelatinous cube.
Because I would imagine that maybe the Red Wizards or something like.
Oh
No,
yeah,
no.
I would assume the rest would just put this down here just to clean up their shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
It's one of those.
that was my point. Not as a trap, but like.
Where do they come from though? Do they just get caught? Are they made? Are they just kind of exist in the world? It's like nature's.
I honestly don't remember the origin, but let's just assume Jubilix did it.
Scott, we forgot about my ranger ability. My first attack should have done extra damage, or did it act already? Because
Your first round of combat was when you were getting eaten alive.
okay, but did my arrow not do any damage?
No. All right, so after that is going to be
Can I
Fog's turn.
hit it from up here?
It's not close enough yet. It still hasn't finished moving to the ledge.
Well, my holy weapon is my spiritual weapon's gonna get a swing, so let me at least
Scott,
do that. Also,
I also shouldn't have had to activate Heartseeker because that was the first round and it hadn't acted yet.
No, you activated Heartseeker. You said it. I reheard it.
Yeah, but technically I shouldn't have had to gain advantage because of
But the creature had already acted that turn. It was eating you.
so Scott, one last thing. Divine Strike doesn't say melee attack. It says on once per turn when you hit a creature with a weapon attack.
Yeah, but this
Doesn't
is a spell.
count. Damn.
Yeah, no.
I had to
It's
try.
not you hitting the creature. It's your spell doing it. Yeah.
I had to try.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
All
That's
right,
a hit.
I'll take it. All right, 11.
11 points of damage. That's beautiful. What are you gonna do with your action?
I don't know. There's really. I mean, from up here, I can't do anything.
Swear to God, if you jump back down there, I'm not coming to save you again.
heal me again. Heal me again.
I could heal you again, actually. That might not necessarily be a bad idea. Here, I'll throw you a level 1 heal.
Woo!
Have
There you
12
go.
more health.
Yay, I'm at 28.
That's a nice for a
It
little
moves the
Oh, yeah,
5 feet to splurch against the wall, and as it kind of rolls against the wall, you can hear that kind of noises that the air gets pushed out from around its goopiness, right? And then all of a sudden, it just starts kind of gooping in small little waves from behind, and sticking to the edge, and then more of it's kind of gooping up and gooping up more on top of it as the whole thing kind of starts rolling itself as more and more strands are trying to goop. If you ever saw Fern Gully, it's like the ooze slime beneath you, the way that thing would climb up stuff.
Great
How
movie.
It's
kind of
Ivan Ooze.
Armor of Agathis. Armor of Agathis. Freeze it.
I loved that Power Rangers movie as a kid. And I watched
me
the thing on it.
too.
Oh,
He was the best Power Rangers villain. He was
I
the
watched
best.
I watched CinemaSins talk about it. I saw. Oh man, it was so bad. It was so bad.
So anyways, it splurches itself up the wall to be adjacent to you guys, and unfortunately, it can't use its action to attack, but it will use its action to continue moving forward. And the people that would be the person that'd be closest up would be Vice Lord, because he was the one that was looking over and attacking. Two of you got teleported back. One of you is hiding back and shoot with a bow. So it's Vice Lord tries to splurch into the square of Vice Lord. Make me a dexterity save, please.
We all know how well I roll in anything but strength with my -1.
Yeah, Scott. Chat says oozes are spawn. Wow, oozes are spawns of Jubilex, apparently. per
Yeah,
Monty.
okay, that's what I thought. It's blame Jubilix. It makes sense. All right. Hey, Wade.
Yep, exactly.
It grabs you and it hugs you and it loves you for a long, long time.
I love the visualization of me watching this thing climb up the wall and just not moving, as it cannot be fast as it does
What
it.
logically, what I imagine happens is it has a little tiny piece of it touches your foot and you pull back, but you realize you can't get it off, and it just uses that as an anchor point to slow.
No. That makes sense for somebody who's quick and wise. like Beishra. But for something like Vice Lord, he's like, how does the water taste? And then
He like pokes it with his staff and brings it up.
Am I in it, or what was that attack?
You are now in it. That was the damage you took to get into it. Hey, Vice Lord, it's the start of your turn. If you start your turn inside of it,
Yep.
you take a little bit more damage.
A little bit. Jesus.
All right.
as we watch the scientifically, this is fascinating. We get to see what happens
51 to 11
in the digestive tract. As skin just starts to disintegrate off of you, exposing muscle underneath and bone.
Let me read something real quick. Is it technically melee attack?
Mike is enjoying this Gelatinous cube more than I think everybody else. It's been chat.
Hey, it's been a long time since I've run into this, and B, it's been a longer time since I fought a Gelatinous cube with people who've never fought one before. So it's
that's true. That's true.
It's fascinating to watch them
forget it.
Mike, does that mean I should hit them with a mimic somehow?
Okay, what the fuck did you say?
I don't want them to hear. Should I do that?
I think they know it. Video games have ruined mimics, Scott.
I know what a mimic
But it'll still be fun.
It would be fun.
So, I've got a question. If I dissonant whispers this thing, it fails its wisdom saving throws, does it have to eject me and move away?
Out of curiosity, can you speak in a Gelatinous cube, and do you need a verbal component?
Well, you are restrained, which means disadvantage, advantage.
I don't roll an attack roll. It's just a wisdom save.
Yep. I have to be able to see.
I'll pop into chat. You guys can read it.
The thing is, if there is a verbal component, I would say you cannot do it.
Only component.
It is verbal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I would say you cannot do it.
Okay.
Because you can't be into Jello.
I mean, you could.
Maybe you could grab the Jello and move it away from your mouth just enough to have an air pocket.
Just motorboat the cube.
Wait, I think you should be able to roll a strength throw with disadvantage. See if Wade can cast the spell.
No disadvantage. Normal check. No normal strength check if he wants to.
I can't cast any spells that require a verbal component while I'm inside of it. Is what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay. Then I will
try and get out.
Yeah, but that's...
You know what creature I want to see you do?
You message me on the side, sir.
I'm gonna do that right.
Make monster requests
in the Zoom chat.
Well, it's a strength check, not save, but that's fine. Same difference.
I
It's
rolled a
same
12
result.
and I got an 11 with a -1.
Hey, Wade, is there anything you can use to modify that? Do you have any luck dice? Any Twitch chat pool of luck? No. Guess
I can't remember the name, Scott, so I just gave you the description. I can't, but I think you know what I'm talking about.
I can die.
I'm not going to say that you're going to die, but this is what it says on there. And in which case,
what happened to Wade's head? It's like half of. Oh, never mind.
Well, so is that my full action trying to escape? I guess.
Correct. And in attempting to escape and failing, you take 3d6 points of damage, all in like a second and a half.
Yeah, you get blown up, then you go. Blah, blah, blah.
You took 12d6 damage by hitting you.
I'm down.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, the thing just dealt 52 points of damage to me in like a second.
How far is like Vice Lord in this thing?
The thing about it, as you're moving inside of it, you're exposing more and more of yourself to just fresh acid. Sax, it's your turn, and he's like maybe a third the way into it, and it's 10 feet. It's a 10 foot by 10 foot by 10 foot cube.
So I can't reach in and grab him.
I would love to see you try, Sax.
So, question: can I grab him with whatever checks I need to make, and just if I grab him, can I fire step away with him?
It's a really good question. We're not using a map right now, but the platform you're on up above is kind of tight.
I would want to go way back down where it started.
The problem is where you're teleporting from is going to have the explosion of fire, and that would hit your other two friends.
You could use careful spell.
I mean, you can use careful, so Mike would take half, and Wade and Tyler would take 0. But just to make you aware of that.
I'm aware.
Our other best bet is to hope it's near death and just try to give it everything we got in one round.
So I don't know anything about gelatinous cubes, and I'm not going to meta the game by looking it up or anything.
Yeah.
I assume my fire's not going to do anything to it.
I know exactly what you're talking about, even though you don't remember the name.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, though.
Yep. I don't want to say its name, even though I know it is.
I mean, you got to play it smart, CX.
Who did we creep out with that? Was that your ex-girlfriend that got like freaked out by that thing?
Probably.
Or is that my ex-girlfriend? One of them got like legitimately like freaked out by that. Anyways, go ahead.
Since Wade's down, can I technically shocking grasp it now?
Yep, go right ahead. It's great.
It,
Great idea.
it's gonna hit him too.
That's fine.
Maybe it shocks him back to life.
I don't think that's what it is. Do I have to roll a death save or anything yet? Or is that next turn?
That's on your turn.
I honestly have no idea what I would want to do here.
How much health do I lose before I automatically die?
Oh, Wade has the weird thing on his face.
It's death saves in fifth.
Yeah, it's just bad because you're taking damage, which automatically gives you death save.
Oh, okay. I got
Death fail.
Mike. I've got you on my face.
Huh?
Yeah, your camera keeps flipping over onto Wade's face.
What the fuck? Okay, hang on. I'll fix that. That's weird. Sorry, chat.
You
don't like my lower half of my face?
I just think it's hilarious
It's
that
been
your
more-
body becomes Wade's nose and mouth.
It's not the first time you've had a little bit of Mike on your face, though.
That's
so let's
true.
be.
That's
you
very
know.
true.
That is true.
Oh,
Just for I
oh,
don't know.
Weird.
I'm pretty sure he's still going to be getting acid damage and consumed by this gelatinous thing if he stays in there.
Yeah.
Come
he
on,
just-
Syax.
I take automatic death fail or deaths.
Syax, think of it this way: there are 3 turns before the creatures.
Yeah, but if I reach in to grab him and I fail, I'm sure I'm gonna get sucked in with him.
You literally can teleport with your spell.
What is going on? There's something wrong. I keep getting shifted around.
Oh,
Yeah, you're just moving everywhere.
Mike,
Now
Mike,
And I'm not
it's
clicking
probably,
anything.
It's probably because you opened Zoom chat.
God, you're probably right.
And so do it as a pop out. Do Zoom chat as a pop out.
Yeah, I will.
all right. Okay. Can I try to reach in and grab Wade's foot or something, or whatever extremity I can grab?
Absolutely. You're more than welcome to reach in and grab for Wade. It's going to be a very, very simple acrobatics check for you just because you have to kind of like get in there, wiggle in and grab him. I'm going to say it's a DC 7 acrobatics check to physically grab him.
Would my ignite make any kind of a thing? I'm not trying to ignite it on.
Do you have any
fire,
lube
right?
spells?
Athletics, you said?
Yes.
All right.
They're acrobatics. He said.
Acrobatics. I did say acrobatics. I'm sorry.
My bad.
Yeah. Which is probably a better check for you.
No, I have 0 on each.
Oh, okay.
Well, acrobatics was better anyway.
So
Yep,
my
succeeded
whole
either
plan
way. So you do reach in and you do in fact grab his leg. However, the creature is not just going to let you reach into it and grab its leg. It starts trying to splurch at you. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw. As though it was trying to move into your square.
Alright.
Because you're moving into its square. You succeed, so you're able to kind of like reach in and grab it and still kind of like move as it's like splurching around and trying to grab at you. Kind of like taking little steps back, a little bursts of fire, like oh, bursts of fire. So like you reach in, get like head, shoulder, top of your hair, and you can feel the burning on like your. But luckily, you're familiar with burning. It's not, you like the burning sensation.
Oh yeah. Wait, Castle
Reminds you
Funk.
of the
We had
orcs.
a thing about that. I'm gonna yell back to the guys. Hey, be careful. I'm gonna cast my careful spell and I'm gonna fire step.
Hey, be careful, huh?
Yeah, no. So yeah, this is gonna be my last fire step I can do.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna fire step Wade out.
Roll me your 3d10, sir.
Actually, I'm gonna cast this at a level 4. Would that consume my 4th level spell?
It does.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll do that.
Roll me
I'm gonna try to go
4d10. 4d10 damage. And then tell me where you're going.
I'm gonna try to go down to where it started because I'm
sure.
There's no gelatinous down where it was blocking the area, and I'm assuming the water is still parted because 10 minutes.
Correct. Yes. You can actually, if you wanted to, just to give you a suggestion, you can actually go on the other side of the metal gate too, if you wanted to. You don't
Okay,
have...
so that was what I was gonna ask because I don't know if that's still.
Oh yeah.
Wade, where would you prefer me take your dead body?
Oh, you can't answer that question, Wade. You can't. You're a dead body.
So I can go to the previous room that we were where the golem was.
Oh, you can go back. I was saying you can go down where the creature came from, or you can go past where the creature came from to the other side of the gate.
To where we're trying to go to avoid swimming.
Correct.
Basically, instead of swimming, we could have just teleported through the whole time.
I could have teleported.
You can take us with you, or at least one. I don't know how many you can take with you at a time.
One
Yeah,
odd.
I can only take
Unless other people are inside of a bag, then he can hold the bag and then teleport.
You
Yeah.
could
Never
put
mind.
someone in a bag of holding.
No.
Can I have a bag of holding, Scott?
I mean, do you
Wait,
wanna
can I shove Wade in the back? I'm gonna go down to where the gate is on the other side.
the other side of the gate? Okay.
Yeah.
And then roll me your 4d10, sir.
4d10.
Well, Thonk, you're gonna get singed a bit here.
All right.
He can
Reroll that one.
No, I can't. Oh wait, I can.
Yeah.
This is great for everyone.
I
to
didn't mean to
talk.
do that. Hold on. My bad.
Since there were 2 10s, I think it should be a 10.
No, it was a 5.
So 30.
30 points of damage. Oh, that's funny. So 30 points of damage. Mike, you take half that. You take 15 points of fire damage. And then you already know, Tyler. So you take your 15 points of fire damage, and Syax, you grab him. You burst away. Oh, my apologies. What's the saving throw? Is it con save? Yeah, let me make my saving throw. I actually make my saving throw, taking half damage. So I only take 15, but I only had 13 health left. So what happens is you grab Vicelar, and you just exactly. You do, and you're like, and all of a sudden it's like when you do the burst of fire happens starting from like inside the hand that's holding him.
Just explodes.
It explodes outwards because the burst of fire happens from within the creature, and there's just acid, goopy sludge all over every wall, all over Thonk, all
Instead of
over
saying, be
Baishra.
careful, I'm just gonna look back. Got a blast.
Oh,
Was that a Sonic video?
That was a Jimmy
That's a
Neutron.
Jimmy
Oh, okay.
okay.
Gotta go blast.
Pat, take 5 damage because that hurt. That hurt. Okay,
I could take the 5.
I'm just kidding.
No, I'll take the 5.
No. I was just kidding. That's fake.
Oh,
damage.
the closer to half I get, the better it is.
No, you don't take anything from that one. So you guys are safely on the other side of the gate. But the first thing you have to notice is when they're on the other side of the
I
gate.
wanted to teleport before the gate, not on the other side of it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, my bad. I didn't want to go on the other side of the gate. I didn't
So
want to
you're
go
on
where
this
we...
side.
Right.
Okay. You teleport down there, so pretty much up against the gate, but on this side, not that side. And the creature explodes everywhere. And you luckily are just far enough that because of the ledge and everything that's there, the lip, that none of the goop, it kind of like splashes and stops like maybe 6 feet away from where your feet are, 5 feet away from where your feet are, and they just get covered in like you know Slimer from Ghostbusters, just get covered in slime.
There's a new Ghostbusters game coming out, remastered by the way.
Well, they
No,
had
I
the
don't.
remaster
I
of the old
dodged
one,
all of
right?
it. I said a DC 10 of it hitting me.
Oh, okay. I said a DC 55. Looks like you got a lot of it.
Ooh.
Oh, he splurged all in your nose.
Oh, I got this. And this.
So, anyways, you guys.
I've got. Never mind. I can't click.
I was gonna say, so you guys are kind of settled there, but I do need Vice Lord to make a death save.
Sure. Let's click on death save, right?
Yep. One failure. So you see Syax, obviously you look down and you get Viceler there, you look back, you see the thing exploded. You know that you finished the job. Good job.
All I have to
You
do
see
is
Viceler
either be saved or not roll a natty 1. Guys, it's like the beginning of the campaign again.
So you see that Viceler is down by your feet and he's not stable. What do you do, Syax? And everybody else, what do you guys do? Technically, Baishra and Thonk get to move first, but
Baisha's gonna grab up his rope and his arrow and then run that way.
I would probably yell for
the
Thonk.
arrow and the arrow sans the head and the rope have been consumed.
Yeah, I would get over there to heal.
The arrow head.
I'd
Never
want.
mind, then he would just go.
As soon as I get done teleporting, I'm gonna lace Viceler there. Obviously, not being able to see through the gelatinous goop, but seeing that he's unconscious, I will just yell, "Thonk, need you here soon."
I mean, there would be no hesitation. He'd just hoist his hammer over his shoulder and hop down into the divot, and while still focusing and looking like he's concentrating on keeping the water at bay.
You can get there no problem, double moving, but again, you do have that simple athletics check jumping down there just to get there in the double move, no problems.
Sure.
Can I just teleport us back with another fire step?
It's entirely up to you, but he actually does get down there with his move and his action, and he's able to drop down and get all the way over to Vicelor. That's it though. Okay.
Baisha's gonna basically not triple move, but double move. Uses move, bonus action, dash.
And you don't have to make any any athletic checks or anything like that because you have that really good climber ability. So you kind of like get to the ledge, you just kind of like drop down to a hand, kick off of it, and rush over. And it's actually very easy for you to move over there with your bonus and your move. You still have a standard or your action left if you care to.
Which then allows me to try and medicine check stabilize.
Go right ahead, sir.
Terrible.
You actually poke him in the eye, it starts bleeding.
Would I be able to do, since it's technically my turn, would there be anything that I could do to stabilize?
Yeah, you can. I think you can just roll a medicine check, right?
Wait, if he can roll that, then I would just assist.
Hold on. So if we're looking at initiative, you already went, Pat. So then it's them two, and then it actually comes back round to Icelar's turn again.
God damn it! Here we go again.
Yeah.
You have only a 5% chance.
Yeah, you're not. It's not gonna happen.
Natty 20.
The energy in the universe ain't out there for an 81 right now. See what I mean?
That's a succeed.
And now it's pretty easy because Thonk can just...
Yeah, I just kind of drop to a knee, place my hammer down, and just put my hand on his chest while whispering, "Not today, old man." No relief for you yet.
Damn it.
And you're back up to 13. Woo! That's so funny. I was like, is this gelatinous cube going to be a small encounter for them or a medium encounter for them? Actually turned out to be a medium. I'm pretty happy with that.
Do I heal to 12 or to 13? Because I was technically at -1.
There's no negatives in 5e.
There's no negatives. So
No.
it's 0.
It's Pathfinder. You're getting. See, I know it gets confusing. Just wait.
Yeah. It's so nice. This game's so nice.
It is.
No,
It is so
God.
nice. It's too nice.
How do we die more in this campaign?
I like how
And
I
Leslie, listen, you guys are what level?
8.
And how many of you are there?
4.
This is a single gelatinous cube CR2. Challenge rating 2.
So, question: If
Well,
I
I
were
thought
to
I was
fire-
out of range of this thing. I thought I was far away, to be fair.
if I fireballed this, would that have done anything to it?
Yeah, it would have done a lot of damage.
Oh, so there's no like resistance to fire or anything like that?
Nope. But you know what we know what else we have no resistance to? The first break.
Wow. What a segue. What a segue. We'll
I
be
would
back
like
in
to
a
point out
He's
I
Paul
didn't take
Blart
any
Mall
damage.
Cop with that segue.
I didn't take any damage.
We'll be back in a few minutes, everybody. Don't go anywhere. Hey, remember, it's still September. So you want to support the channel, you can subscribe, half price. Check it out. Supports us fully. And we'll be returned in just a few minutes. Enjoy the music in the meantime.
You can claim cheating if you want, but when it's a blowout, especially what was it, 43-0, I just
And
gotta
they have
say,
a sexual assault.
whoa, hold on.
Welcome back to the show, everybody.
Hold on. They didn't know that when they took the trade. And
It
unfortunately,
wasn't a trade. They just signed him.
Unfortunately, the NFL defends horrible allegations all the time, which is annoying.
Yep.
Hi.
Anyway.
Hey.
Well,
Sorry, we're just talking about the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl again. Sorry.
dude, I remember back in like 2011 talking about, man, this has got to be Brady's last year. Like he's probably going all out for this Super Bowl, and like.
Listen, once he just knows the reason he's staying there is once he leaves and retires, some other guy's going to come in and do just as well because he's a system quarterback. And that system, look at all the people that have come and played there when Brady was gone and how well they excelled and went elsewhere and then sucked balls.
That's just as a compliment to the coaching.
It sounds like
a well-oiled
machine.
I respect
what you're
that
saying
fact.
is the Patriots are going to continue winning for the next, like, what, 50
Is there another
years?
cube?
Okay, yeah.
I'd like to jump into one voluntarily. Vice Lord with his 13 hit points looks around for. Is there another cube I can jump into real quick? It's a pretty good.
Yep, you see that you can jump into Batra's mouth and you would probably bite down.
I'm looking for.
Can we go back to talking about the Patriots? All right, so, and the cube is destroyed. The immediate dangers are gone. You guys literally just took a 1 hour rest prior to walking in the door. Do you stop for an hour about a minute later? Because it's literally, you took an hour rest, you open up the door, about 2 minutes in total pass, including the combat and everything leading up to it.
Well, I didn't use any.
And now do you sit down for another hour?
I didn't use any spells. I just don't have any health.
Well, here's the thing. How long until the water comes back in on us? How long?
It's only a 10-minute spell. I can only hold on to it for 10 minutes.
It's been like a minute,
probably,
if that. Been
9
like,
more minutes.
You definitely have to get through to the other side.
Batra's gonna investigate the door.
Yeah. So it's like I said, it's a large metal gate. You know what I mean? There's a bit of rust to it and whatnot. Going over there and checking it out, you can roll me an investigation, sir. Beautiful. That's exactly what I wanted to see. So one of the things that you notice is the gate itself actually is pretty simple. It does have a lock on it. The lock is on this side, not the other side. So somebody that tried to open it, we'd have to have the appropriate key and turn it from the side or kind of like reach around awkwardly and try to feel it out or whatever, which underwater can be a dangerous thing to do. So eventually find it and unlock it from the other side, right? But you don't have a key. More important than that, even if you did, it wouldn't matter much. The thing has been rusted. So, I mean, without some sort of very, very fine handling of the bits in the inside, the actual locking mechanics, you're probably better off just breaking this thing down. Which again, if there was water in the way, would be really hard to break down. Like, oh, I'm gonna punch a gate underwater. But Mike took care of that problem too.
Can I just touch the? Oh, I was just gonna ask. Can I touch the lock pad and just burn it with my ignite skill?
That would you could burn away probably the top layer of the rust by doing something like that, which might make the next bit a little bit easier, but it wouldn't immediately make the problem
like melt it or anything like that.
I'll say if you do that, it would reduce the next check that needs to be made by 2. I'll do that.
Well,
yeah,
I'm not investigating. I was just.
Sure.
Basher would look to Thonk and look at Thonk and look at his hammer and just say, probably could use a bashing.
I could try.
This holy relic, open this gate.
You want me to just swing at it with the hammer? So I will. Do you want me to make an attack roll, Scott?
Yeah, it's a strength check.
Yes. All right. Yeah. But, that was a save. But it's all the same. It's all the same. Plus
They
0.
are different, sir. You stop making mistakes, Michael.
All right.
So you take the king and you're like, bing! The 12 is fine, and you hit it. It does not break the thing. It actually, you damaged it enough that now you no longer have the option of trying to work the mechanisms on the inside finally. You're gonna have to.
I'll just keep swinging at it then. Yeah, I'll just keep swinging at it.
Sure, roll me another strength check. That's fine. Does anybody else assist or no?
Hey!
Oh, it doesn't need to. 2 swings is what it took.
I'll take it.
So the first one, you come up to it and you bing, and you hit it. It's a loud ringing noise, and you're like, well, that can't be good. So you just like take a step back, you kind of like change up your grip on it, check your shoulders, and then you just kind of like take like one step and like lean your whole body into it, and you end up hitting exactly where it meets and just smashing it to the point where the entire the bit that actually like locks and holds into place shatters, and the door swings open with a big heavy dent into the spot where you would hit it with a hammer. The thing swings open. The whole tunnel down here would have been, prior to your ability to go up back on the other side, would have been about 120 feet long. You know what I mean? There's this bit here, is that, and then goes off, and then finally there's a bit of a climb up where you can be above water again. But you don't have to worry about that because you can, I think, control 100 feet of water at once.
Yep.
And then you can actually move that as you go. So you kind of like have some of it fall behind you and like move forward some as you go. Another important thing to note is that behind you, that area where you kind of like jumps down, we're fighting. I didn't describe this before because it didn't really matter before. But there is actually like a circular, heavily grated area, but it's one of those crisscross grates that you never would have been able to fit through anyways. There's behind you, and up ahead where the ledges, once again, there's another one of those there too. So imagine the water flows through this area and it fills up with water, maybe for collecting things, maybe to be a defense, who knows? But
well, as the gate swings open, Thonk would just step aside, let Beisher continue leading us in the direction we need to go.
And Beisher would still have his lantern lit, walking forward.
Yeah, I think if you want us to make periodic perception checks, I think we'd be a little bit on guard.
Oh,
yeah.
Beisher is very much on guard, so he has his lantern of revealing up and is looking about very carefully moving forward.
Just do me a favor, if everybody just say once again what their passive perception is, and your lantern of revealing, of course, makes affects certain things.
Passive perception? 16.
24.
13, 16, 24, and
What do I even see?
Down
just
Charisma. Underneath your skills and charisma, there's like a little line above tool where it says a number. It says passive wisdom perception.
Yep.
yeah, it's a little line that says Wade, right there.
Right under your skills.
Right on.
Yes.
Literally the word skills and right below it.
Yeah.
Like I can see it. I just don't want to tell you because I want you to find it.
11 there. Okay.
There you go. Perfect. Like this is a learning moment.
This is such a nice character sheet, but sometimes it is really hard to find things on it.
Listen, the Pathfinder one.
Oh my god.
I've actually learned Pathfinder. I like that sheet. I know where my stuff is there.
And you played it way less.
I know.
All right. So, anyways, Natural Explorer, ignore difficult terrain. Awesome.
I didn't mean to click on
No,
that.
no. Oh, I wanted the other one actually. If you can actually boop the other one for me.
I can flip that one.
Thank you.
It's only on long travel though.
Yep, and this is considered longer travel because this is like travel. So you guys are making your way throughout these tunnels, and you're not going to get lost. You have to worry anything about that. And this is because of a combination of both Syak's and Beisher's skills, as well as just overall with Natural Explorer, so on and so forth. You guys working to get to the other end of the tunnels. There's going to go between these dip underwaters and rise ups that happen a couple of times, but you're able to move through the area quick enough that you can actually continue to hold on to your control water and split it every time. There's no more gelatinous cubes or anything like that. There are other like critters that exist down here that maybe could be a concern.
Beisher scoops up a rat or whatever that he can eat and eats it.
You left Matilda behind to guard the door, right?
Yeah, Matilda's way back. Yeah.
And so you guys find various creatures here and there, but honestly, it's one of those like, I told them dead. Oh, I throw fire at it. Oh, okay, I shoot it with an arrow. I just wait while everybody else does the work, and then eventually, like they're all dead as you kind of move your way through. But these are creatures that probably weren't put here, but just kind of like found their way in, whatever. So eventually, you do come to the other side, and you do come to a door that you imagine leads to, because you can tell by this change of like this. The texture of the stonework down here, and as you're approaching like where the door is a couple of steps up, and the stone goes from like that really, really heavy, almost like cinder block in size, but really heavy brickwork that's designed to kind of contain all the water, so not really that many leaks or whatever down here, to a stonework that you would typically find inside of a castle. So, slightly smaller slightly smaller stones that are designed in a nicer, more aesthetic style, so on and so forth. That does come actually up to a door that is an iron door, with, again, the stone kind of frame around it. The door itself is locked, but you can tell it's locked. But there is no locking mechanism on it. And as you approach it, immediately as you approach it, Thonk, just because you're super high perception, you can hear a slight whirring noise with even a couple of like little like static like little here and there coming from the door.
Whir.
Would the shadow mask and the lantern revealing show anything on the door to Beisha?
As you show the lantern revealing on there, you would actually reveal a bunch of arcane runes. Thank you for reminding me. Would reveal a bunch of arcane runes that are written on this door, similar to the door beforehand did. However, one of the things that you notice, and this isn't Spacra, this would be actually Vicelor and Syak and Thug, is that the runes that you see on this door kind of permeating through are definitely set up on the other side. You get the impression this might have all of the same or most of the same guards that the other door did before, but this time faced, sorry, my apologies, once again, faced outwards.
So is the golem around?
No golem.
Oh, we can see.
Can you make out what the runes say?
Similar as before, like you can kind of see that it was the same mage that had done both castings. You can see that there's a arcane lock on here. You can see a couple of traps, so on and so forth. But for the most part, there's nothing really you have to worry about aside from the alarm and the arcane lock, because there's not a golem, and the rest of them are kind of aimed outwards.
Beisha's gonna go just say, "Is this the same as the other door? Did we walk in a circle?"
This is a new door. There are several spells we should remove before proceeding, but no apparent threats other than an alarm that would, well, we are on the inside, not the outside, so I'm not sure exactly who would be warned. This is still part of the library.
Yep, this is actually probably what would connect it out into the main sewers of the city.
Can you dispel? I can't remember.
I can dispel, yeah. However, I've only got like 2 spell slots, so it's a big ordeal to dispel.
I can do one, and I'd be okay on my 3rd levels. I haven't really touched my 3rd levels.
I can do
yet.
one, and I can use my staff to replenish it. Then I've got 2 spells left, so we can both. There was an alarm and a lock that we should worry about. That was it.
I'll go for the alarm.
Okay.
I can fireball.
Well, it's an area, isn't it, Scott? So it doesn't do the whole thing, and it just like.
Bloop it into chat for me. You choose any creature, object, or magical effect, so it'd be a magical effect.
All right, so I'll pick the alarm then.
I can use it then if it only takes one of us. If I cast it, it's automatically a 4th level.
Choose an object, door. Any spell 3rd level or lower is automatically disabled, so you're actually good to go.
Did it do both?
Yeah, it was just your one casting would.
So you just a hand and again like a small red pulse, and you can hear the energies dissipate, and you're like simple spells.
And some of the other defenses that are on there would have dispelled as well, but nothing that you have to worry about because they're faced outwards anyways.
So everything's dispelled.
Yes, we're fine.
Yep, Beisha, perfectly safe for you to open the door.
All right, I guess I gotta break into it, right? Thieves tool check.
Actually, no, it's unlocked now.
It's unlocked now?
Yeah.
All right, then he's gonna try pulling on it.
Yep. You pull, you just like push or pull on the door, no problem, and it just swings open freely.
I thought you pull on the door, but you had to push.
It swings open freely. And on the other side, you actually see that this is an area that was clearly designed at one point in time to be a bit of a guard area. You can tell because like all these structures in here are very old, have like mold, mildew, whatnot growing on them. Any wooden structures are like mostly decomposed. But there's stations where guards would have had spots on this side facing outwards, like down towards the facing towards anybody that would be coming from further down the sewer tunnels into the sewers of the library. They have like areas like half walls that they could have hidden behind. The half walls had like these wooden areas that they could have like flipped up to give them like better cover, depending on what it was that they were fighting. There was even weapon racks with weapons sitting on the walls that they could have grabbed to use. But like if there were spears, the wood's completely rotted, the metal's rusted. If there were axes, once again, same idea, the haft is rotted, the axe. If it was a sword, it's just completely rusted straight through. Everything in here is a very, very low quality. But what you do notice is, so that's kind of like the area that was designed to be kind of like a last defense before you get into these doors, but nobody's here.
Beisha is gonna it's dark in there, right?
Correct.
Other than his lantern revealing.
Oh, right now, Bashra. Oh, all right.
He was just gonna run ahead and look through the next opening very carefully.
Oh, okay. I
In
thought.
his stealth check. He wasn't gonna disappear, but he was gonna put out his lantern and run ahead to look to make sure there's nothing ahead or.
He disappears into another gelatinous cube. And just never know.
So Basher starts walking forward, going to put out his lantern, revealing with, but when something kind of catches Vicelor and what's his name, Thunk's eye, because he's literally walking forward and picks up the lantern and goes to blow it out. But as he does so, right by the doorway where he's going to walk through, you see runes on the floor written there that you kind of like see it as he kind of like takes the lantern, like swings it about face, so you see it for a moment, then all of a sudden the light stops shining on it as he takes a breath to blow out the fire.
Sure. Immediately then, DC 8 Wisdom mod. Wisdom save from Bashra. DC 17.
He could have said a word. But
Yeah, but well, he is saying a word. Yeah. It's just a reactionary thing Thonk would do. Be like, this will be the easiest. So hopefully,
it'll work.
Thonk simply says, "Bashra, stop," and Bashra literally just stops.
Yep.
He's probably on one foot, like about to step on it, and holding his lantern, just like the hell.
Yeah. So he would say, "Put the lantern back on. There's traps in the floor. Pull back."
He would do that.
When you step back and you kind of like, you hadn't quite blown it out yet, but you bring it about face one more time to look forward, you do see, now everybody can, the runes that are on the floor. And you guys looking at the runes, you can roll me an Arcana check, anybody that's trained in the skill.
Oh, trained? I don't think.
Can I get advantage on that from anybody?
I was gonna say, I'm not really trained in it, but I mean, I have a +1.
Usually the two of them give you advantage by aiding you.
I will
I
take
was gonna
advantage.
say I would aid Wade in it.
Yeah, I've got a +9, which never matters because I only roll a 4 or less. But
Here comes an natty 1, baby.
Oh, like
okay with
Bashra,
advantage.
having that magic item, Bashra, has helped this party so much.
Oh, it really has.
Wow.
Hey!
There can be miracles.
If only
You
we could
notice-
get that when we're looking for.
Those
bugs.
are both the 2 highest rolls I've had in Arcana in forever. Even the 7.
You notice exactly what these runes do by them talking about it and kind of like just like conversing back and forth and pointing out little details between each other. It takes like maybe 20, 30 seconds, but you realize exactly what these runes do. How do you step on these runes? The runes themselves,
Demons.
would have a pulse of energy that would do an amount of damage, would actually do a little bit of necrotic damage to the person stepping on them. But that's not even the scary part. It actually is designed to not only pulse a bit of necrotic damage, it actually then takes that necrotic damage and multiplies it in power and bursts it throughout the room to distribute it to something else in the room. And you kind of like see the channels that it blows back somewhere towards the door that you guys just came through. And when you say that to like, however it is you choose to RP this in a moment, towards the rest of the party, I'll then describe what Thonk sees.
Sure. So my interpretation of what happens here is you would have been hurt. Then a wave of looks like necrotic would have pierced the room, possibly injuring us. But more importantly, it seems to be directed this way, and maybe he would be like following it to see if he can see anything.
And Thonk, you kind of like as he's going over and looking and sniffing the dirt or whatever, you actually can see just kind of past him because you're 24 passive perception. You notice like the creases, the areas that I talked about with the stone work that was kind of like has a lot of moss on it. The moss is what beguiled you originally, so you couldn't see. But there's actually a crease around all of it, and there's clearly looks like these stone area, the half walls, have an opening that can be made. You don't know what's inside them, but there's definitely something that can be opened inside this area.
So I can like stone shape away.
Or you might even just be able to disable device open or strength check.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
Oh, so disable
device is
Before he disables device, do I, with the 29, do I think I can dispel this with a level 4 dispel?
I believe. Give me 1 second to confirm that for you.
Also,
okay?
what is disable device now?
It's a skill, and that's not you. That's Bashra.
I know. I just don't see it on my skill list. Is it like a separate?
It's because it's not a skill. It's a thieves tools.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
All right. Why am I not seeing this?
I was just hoping with a 29 or whatever crit, I could tell if I could get rid of it.
Oh, I'm in the wrong. That's why. I'm like, why can't I find this? It's because I was in the wrong tab. And I was just trying to find the spell. Actually, yeah, you would know that you would be able to dispel it.
I'll go ahead and use a spell slot and I'll disable. Now, I believe with relative ease, I can remove the runes on the floor, and it should not. I'm assuming it wouldn't trigger if I dispel it.
No, actually, and I was even going to say before you even roll that, because now that I see the level of the spell, I honestly thought it was 5, but that's my old school brain. You looking at the runes, and you realize as you're kind of like thinking this, going through the thought process, it's animate dead.
Oh, well, I know that spell. I've got that spell.
That is what I kind of.
He'd be like,
It just starts getting hungry for some
Yeah,
reason.
Pavlov's like
He
reaction.
looks a little pale. He gets a little pale, and he like, you see him like have a nasty taste in his mouth. I believe I know exactly what is behind those walls, and it is undead, currently in a slumber state, I would imagine. And by slumber, I mean, well, dead. But the spell would have animated them and had them probably come and try to attack us. And
Well,
else is
Animate
crap?
Dead is a 3rd level spell, so 4th level Dispel Magic should automatically get rid of it.
Correct.
yeah, so I'll use that, and then I'll use my staff to recharge my spell slot.
Okay, so
Pop it in the chat.
I honestly wouldn't suggest you doing that with your staff if you might have a chance of short resting, because your staff you can.
Oh, are we allowed to take? Are we gonna rest again? I thought.
You don't know that, but you also don't know you're in immediate danger. So
Okay,
it's just,
well, then I'll
that's just me
just,
suggesting conservation. You know,
Is the step? I need to look at the step. It's once per day, isn't it?
once per long rest, I believe. Just double check me on that one.
This is the first time you've really used the staff, though, right?
No, he uses it almost every session. So
I can dispel it.
Once usually
No,
between
No,
that.
no, he can do it because he
Okay.
can recharge spell slots. So he dispels it, no problem. Do you go over there and open it up, Aishra?
He'd want to check it out. He's kind of curious.
Thieves tools.
Dexterity, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, you go over there. It takes a moment because it's actually triple hinged, which seems kind of funny. It's triple hinged. So you imagine like if you were reaching underneath the hood of your car, you have to like grab that hook and move it over, or at least the lever to move the hook over. There's like 3 of those. So it's a bit of a pain as you're trying to like get under there and kind of like get, all 3 of them at once. And all of a sudden you kind of like, and then the thing comes forward. And you can actually see in the first half wall out of the 2 that you open up, there's actually 3 neatly piled piles of bones sitting there. And so you can literally see like there's a rib cage bones, because you know bones better than anybody else in this room right here with you. There's like
I don't know about
2
that.
femurs,
I keep a bag of them.
2 femurs, 2 radius, 2 ulna, 2 tibia, 2 fibia, a whole bunch of rib bones, whole stack of skull. It's literally 3 pile. It's 1 pile, 3 piles right here in this compartment. If you go over and pop open the other compartment, which we'll say you succeed, you actually see 3 more over there. So you imagine if the spell went off, it would have hurt you some, and animated all 6 of them.
I would have been able to take out 2, maybe, if they're CR 1 or lower.
Potentially.
And then I would have run out. And...
Yeah, but if you get hit by a rusty weapon.
Ugh. This is
Oh,
5th.
yeah.
There's no way that comes with any penalties.
Oh no, totally not. No.
In 5th,
Scott's definitely not going to do that to you. No, tetanus.
Oh,
no.
you might homebrew something, but as rules is written, I guarantee you 5th isn't that mean.
No, nothing. There's no diseases in 5th edition.
I'm sure there are, but getting hit.
There are. Bayshore will just look at Thonk and just say, thanks.
Just nods.
Can I see inside as well?
Yeah.
CX is gonna go and collect the bones.
He's
At least
Dino from Flintstones.
Yeah, I'm gonna collect 2 sets of the bones.
2 whole bodies.
Oh, yeah. I've got an empty backpack with nothing in it. Yeah, I'm gonna take.
I'm curious about this.
He wants to know how much it weighs.
Average
I guarantee you.
Oh, okay, well, hold on.
How much does a human skeleton weigh?
Exactly.
A human skeleton, right? That's all like 300 bones.
So I don't want to know. I don't want to know
300
percentage.
bones?
I don't
Or
want to know.
I think it's like 386, right? Are all 300 bones there? Because I guarantee you the kneecap is very tiny. Like that big. About silver dollar size.
I went into a Quora question, and the answer seems racist. I'm like,
It also
that's
depends on
that's
size
uncomfortable.
of the human. Are we just saying?
Oh, of course. But 1 second.
This is average weight of.
Don't worry. I looked that up. Of course.
The spell animation.
All right, so it's going to be about. We're going to call it about 12 pounds per skeleton.
That's fine.
The average or the spell, I mean, not the average. The spell, I don't believe, or even requires a full set of bones to summon. I think you just need a pile of some bones, which is weird. It doesn't say you need a full skeleton to summon.
Yeah, you can imagine like some skeletons are like missing an arm, but just wielding a sword, and its lower jaw is gone.
Yeah, I would also.
Well, yeah, I'm not
think
gonna be
more
specific
bones
on-
have, the stronger and more hit points the creature would have.
Yeah,
I'm
visual-
taking like. Can I tell you exactly what I wanted to take?
I mean, sure, the pelvic.
I want to take the pelvic. I
Ilium
want
issue.
to take the chest cavity and spine if possible. I imagine it's all connected.
No, it's actually individual bones laid out. The spell
Yep.
does that for you.
Okay.
You unfortunately you didn't get to see the effect of the spell. You stopped it. It was going to be cool.
I was gonna take the
Yeah.
spine,
What a bummer.
femurs, at least one whole arm, bone, radial ulna, not tibia. Is that? Oh, 2 skulls. And yeah, I wanted to make. I was gonna take it and try to bribe Visor to make some crazy 2-headed skeleton demon thing.
Do you even know that he has the animation thing? The only person I think who actually does is Stonk.
Yeah, but I know he can reanimate dead. We've talked about that.
I can. I know Vicelar can.
Yeah.
I can for a price.
I just get to do it.
I mean, I thought you were gonna make me try and make a weapon out of the bones with my cunning artisan.
Ah, no.
That's
So,
some Monster Hunter
Basically,
shit
like
right
a
there.
body and a half, but like 2 skulls, enough for like 4 arms. Doesn't have to be complete.
You
But
just
like-
write down what you want, and we're gonna say you got it, dude.
Oh, all right.
Gar just texted me out of the blue. For everyone who knows who Gar is, Garuku Blue Moon, and the text was just, need any help with anything? I told him I need help rolling better in D&D, so we'll see if he helps me. I don't know why. Maybe that text was meant for somebody else, but like,
Hey, maybe he can pop in. We'll make a little window for him. He can sit at the top like the roll chart, and we can have him play the skeleton that Mike summons. Or you can summon a demon. He can be the demon.
There you go.
he is a wolf.
No,
wolf
just make
demon
him-
is his,
Any and all guest players to play Trini or Trunny.
They're dead.
They're gone. Forget
You
about
think
it.
there's only one person in this world that has blonde hair and her name's Trini?
I think the joke has played its course in this campaign.
Thank
don't think-
God.
I don't think.
But
it-
Barbara's still around.
Hey,
For now.
Scott. Can Basher actually cunning artisan and make a shield to give to somebody?
Absolutely, you can. Yeah. You would need more than just bones. You would have to have like a bit of wood and whatnot to make it work as well, and a bit of leather. But I could definitely think of a really cool shield you can make for somebody. So actually, if you get a large enough bones, you can make a claw.
What's a claw?
It's a bladed bone shield.
Oh,
That
Yeah,
is-
but
that
you
is
need
some Monster
you need a
Hunter shit.
bigger skull.
As I say,
You gonna keep saying Monster Hunter?
Yeah.
Claws from Pathfinder. That's
I'm
been
just
around
saying, like
since-
making bone armor weepons is very Monster Hunter-esque.
Yeah, our buddy Dave has been wearing bone armor since fucking
Yeah.
2003.
Yeah, 2003. That's late.
If I may interject, the skull on this particular pile of bones is about 3 times larger than the body. I believe this was a Markiplier skeleton.
You can tell by the thinness of
crap,
his leg
that
bones.
means that one weighs like 70 pounds. Do we need to roll an investigation or?
It's like one of those little
You
gray
have to have
irons.
Mark show up for 5 minutes just so we can hit Wade as the skeleton, and then just.
Basher's gonna look
Alright.
over the bones and grab what he thinks he needs to make a shield.
You grab some of the stuff you need to make a shield later on. Absolutely. We'll get you the rest of the parts later on. And what were you saying, Sax?
Do I need to roll an investigation to see if these are actual human bones?
You guys can tell that they're human bones
Yeah,
pretty
okay.
quickly. Yeah. Actually, Basher can tell you
I started
almost
just
immediately.
assuming, but
No,
I
no,
was like,
no, you're
wait,
fine.
this is a different.
If they're not human, they're half human. So if it's not straight human, it's going to be maybe half
Well,
elf,
then I
half
remembered
orc.
like the city we're in and how incredibly racial they were. So
Mhm.
like,
Anyway, Bayshore would just say, seems they were humanoid bones. Wonder if they're the guards that had perished and they just encased them in the walls.
As Beisha saying this, he's actually shoving bones in his backpack.
Bayshore's already picking up and grabbing bones.
So while they're
Real quick, Scott, curious, this is a question for you. With that ring I have, animate dead, if I animate a skeleton, do I just go and on a bone?
You don't know.
Do you remember you have to make a save? You have to make a saving throw.
I know, but if I fail the save, would I just be like on a bone?
It's a really good question, sir.
Test it. Animate.
Leisler wants to test it, but no, we're not going to test it right now.
Oh, you should test
So
it.
one of the things that your character would do while you're sitting there and contemplating this sort of a thing and whatnot, because they're all kind of doing stuff, but you're just standing there, you can blink twice and then all of a sudden have detect magic on. And one of the things that you do detect is that the wall of weapons that are up there, I said twice. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, let's hide his video. Let's screw up the stream.
Oh, gosh.
What happened?
No. So you are able to see that of the weapons that are hanging up there, one of them happens to be glowing with magic.
Wow, a new staff.
And when you walk over, you look at it and you realize it's actually, strangely, it's not a weapon. It's
new underwear.
It's a brand. And the way that it's hanging in the slot that it's hanging in, you think that maybe it wasn't originally meant to be here.
Abercrombie and Fitch.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Gosh, wait.
You notice that it's a brand, like a branding, you know,
I got you.
what is it called? Pike or Spike or how they're called. And so you actually just see it sitting there and on the wall. It's glowing magical. You can roll me a spellcraft or Arcana.
Do I get advantage on this to help identify it?
Nope. Because they're
Wow.
distracted.
You're rolling well.
Good roll.
I did.
Holy
I'm
crap,
turning the campaign
Gar's,
around, guys.
The Arcana curse is over.
is Gar here?
I don't think so.
He's helping you somehow.
Yeah, somehow, yeah.
Thank you, Garhax.
You realize that this is a my apologies. This has a for the magic that has swirling around it has a little bit of enchantment, a little bit of transmutation,
Enchantment.
a little bit of transmutation, and a little bit of evocation swirling around it. But one of the things that you notice is that all of the swirls, all of the colors and everything that you see kind of forming around this all seem to be ablaze. Everything about this seems to be like radiating heat.
Would I be able
It
to
didn't
sense that?
prior to you casting detect magic, but now that like you're focusing on it, you can like feel the heat waves, like magical heat waves coming towards you. Nobody else can feel it.
I assume it's safe to touch.
You know, you're actually genuinely nervous about that at first. When you reach out at first, it does burn your finger, and then you realize, no, it's kind of a figment of my imagination because I'm overanalyzing the magics in it. When you kind of like, you know, shake your head for a second, allow the detect magic to go away, you can reach out and grab it, and it's fine.
Oh. Well, as I wield it, can I get any sense of what it can do?
That would take some time of looking it over. If you guys actually want to sit here and do something like, say, take a short rest, you actually have a guarded spot. You have a dog guarding that end. You literally have half towers to guard you on this end. You can take a short rest if you wanted to.
Might not be a bad idea.
Not a bad idea.
I would love some hit points.
Gotten eaten.
Sure. So I'll allow you guys to start rolling your HD to heal yourselves up, and you can kind of do that quietly in the background while I talk to Wade. Wade, you spend some time looking this thing over, you know, while you're sitting there
Can I
relaxing.
use hit dice if I'm also identifying this?
Yes.
Okay.
You can do this while you're sitting there relaxing, and you end up realizing that this is something you can't quite, and then all of a sudden you kind of like fall into yourself, into the galaxy that you find inside of your mind. That's coming, of course, from your ear. The galaxy inside of your mind, and you fall deeper and deeper into this galaxy until you find literally the name of this item that you're holding. It's called the Brand of Consuming Wrath.
The
It has
brand of consuming wrath.
The symbol that's written on it is written in Fiendish, and it's literally a mark that you can put on somebody by heating this thing up and putting a mark, like burning it, and it can only mark one person at a time. Otherwise, the mark will heal immediately for the last person to be branded. When you mark somebody with this brand, it actually allows infernal fire to burn from within, and allows that fire to have more, like greater power as they use it.
So it's a good fire weapon.
Correct. It does have, the enchantment part does have a bit of a side effect to it. The person can comes off as a little bit more aggressive. Nothing crazy. It's not like they become like psychopath angry people. It's just when they get angry, they're a bit more hot-headed.
I don't have a personality, so it wouldn't affect me at all.
You're
See,
already
Axe, I
hot-headed as it
I
is.
found something that's perfect for you.
Oh?
Here. And I would not write any of this down on my character sheet so Scott can tell you all over again what to put down.
Do you just hand them the brand, or do you brand them with it?
So my mistake. I thought it was you had to brand your enemy. Whoever's branded gets this power.
Gets powers, yep.
Do you just like...
Oh. In
I
that
got something for you.
be like, yeah, I would call you over and be like, CX, come here for a moment. I need to see something.
CX will come over.
Now, this appears to be a magical item of some sort that I believe would be beneficial to you. And if you take a look, and he just like quickly press it into your thigh.
Has to be heated first.
I would just be like,
Okay, if you want to see the magics it can do, I'll need you to.
if you wanted to show me a good time, you just needed to ask. And I would hold the end, and I would just ignite it and like, you know, allow it to burn.
Excellent. Now, can you see the magic swirling around this?
I don't think I have detect magic. Would I?
Just roll an Arcana check because I want you.
Would
to.
I be able to see it if I rolled with it? Did I roll for it or?
I don't really care if you can or not. The point is to distract you while I press it into your thigh.
Oh, you're still going for the thigh. I thought you were going to go for
Oh,
the
you're
cheek
gonna go
this
for the
time.
thigh again.
No,
I
just
want
go
you
for
to
the
bend
thigh.
him over and make it on his butt cheek.
I could ask to see his bones, but he might show me something else. So I'm gonna go for the thigh.
Thon continues to question why he travels with you.
So you all of a sudden burn him in the thigh. I mean, let's be serious, Sax. It does hurt. Actually, this is exactly how much it hurts. Oh, I rolled max. You take 6 points of fire damage as you get branded. But
Would I take half of that?
take half that.
Would this be before or after I rolled my hit dice?
After.
Okay, I was gonna be like, I was missing like 4 health, so I mean, I don't mind if I'm missing 3.
Okay. There you go. And so you that would happen. This is what you get, Sax. Are you ready?
CX would just immediately, just from that, would just grab Vicelor's throat and just threaten him to not do that again.
Thank me for what I just did to you.
Funny enough, why don't you do me a favor since you grab him and threaten him? Roll me an intimidation check.
All right.
Aren't I resistant to intimidation?
Oh,
Doesn't matter.
Oh,
Oh, wait, what happened? Let me just.
you rolled a
Oh, I
two.
did that wrong. My apologies. You're actually supposed to roll that with advantage.
oh.
There you go.
Oh. That's
Because
a lot.
what happens is the first effect of it, the constant effect, is you give off an aura of aggressiveness that grants you advantage on intimidation checks.
Ooh.
So describe how you react, because a 23 is not small.
What would I roll to oppose it?
Nothing. Actually, technically, these checks don't work on PCs, so you just react as you think is appropriate for your character against that check. But Sax, describe how you react.
As the brand is still like in my thigh, I would just grab your throat and squeeze, and you would just see, I would stare into your, I don't know, your deep, weird gaze that you already have.
I kind of knew what this thing would do to an extent, so I think at first, Vicelor would see that he would be like,
You would see the fire in my eyes, and I would tell you, don't fucking do that again.
and at first, whenever you're holding, he would look
really
scared.
close.
He would be scared, but then I think after like a moment of being scared, he would be like, perfect, it works excellently.
I think my exact words would be, dear old friend, don't do that again.
You'll notice a dripping coming from his leg. That was excellent, fantastic. I peed. It did indeed scare me.
CX would take the brand away from him as he walks away.
He'll shake his leg a little bit.
The other thing it does. Oh, sorry, you had.
Fantastic. I'm glad that worked. CX, I believe you'll find that to your liking, and the spell will go away within an hour or so. Probably.
I would be keeping the actual brand. So I don't know if that means anything to it or not, but I'm not gonna let
I
Vice have it
imagine.
again.
Well, it does because as Vice Lord already learned, if somebody else gets branded, you lose the power.
Right. Okay. Well, I was just taking it out of anger. I don't know. Would you have told me that, Viceler?
Yeah, once you've released my
Okay.
throat, I would have explained to you everything I could know about it.
If I
Well,
just
he
you don't have
walked
to
away.
wield
You
it,
might
right? You just have
explain
to.
it later.
if I destroyed, would I be able to destroy like this brand? Would that destroy the actual like?
It would destroy the effect.
Okay.
Yep.
So he
Okay.
doesn't have to wield the brand, right? He just has to, or the item. He just needs to be.
He could lock it away in a bank vault somewhere if he wanted to.
Okay.
So the other thing it does is creatures that you kill with your fire spells once per turn. When you kill a creature with your fire spells of first level or higher, so not cantrips, you actually regain health points equal to twice the spell level used. So if
Oh,
you
wow.
burn, let's say, 15 people with a fireball, as soon as you kill one of them, that's all that matters. You would heal 6 health.
Wow.
Cool. So I can't die. I regen health if I'm below half health, and now I just regain health because of this.
'Cause you
And I'm
burn things.
very scary.
I peed.
And on that note, why don't we take a break?
Could you send me the details of that so I could put on my character sheet?
There's technically one more detail, but we'll worry about that later on. Why don't we come back later?
All right. Take a short break, guys. Go grab a drink. What you got to do. We'll be right back. Hello.
Hi, Molly. How you doing? We missed you.
Oh my god.
Hey, Molly.
Bye, everybody.
Hey,
See you
Molly.
later.
Molly, 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 Molly.
But
Am I still muted?
Yeah.
yep.
God damn it. Wait, send me a jar of love, Molly. I'm afraid to open it. What does it taste like?
I
Molly.
hope we're still on break. I hope we're still going.
I hope
Molly.
so too.
Molly.
No, I'm letting Scott make a fool of
Molly.
himself on his own.
Molly. Are we still?
No, no, we're not. We're unmuted. We unmuted the minute you started going Molly, Molly, and I just let you go. I just let you go.
Wait, sent me a jar of love.
Stop, Scott. Stop, Scott. Stop, Scott.
Thank you.
So the same if you say it. You don't have the button anymore?
Stop, Scott. Stop, Scott.
You had to recreate the button, Wade? I am offended.
Stop,
You
Scott.
made-
Stop,
You
Scott.
made
Stop,
start
Scott.
earlier.
Now, if you play that out of order, it's Scott. Wait, it's stop. Never mind.
Scott, stop. Scott, stop. Scott,
Yeah.
stop.
Oh no, I was muted for a second. Oh no.
It's the only power I have here. Oh, by the way, rocks fall, you die.
The true
Yes.
power right there.
Guys. Oh, thank God I'm free. I'm free.
Molly. I'm done. Okay, let's go.
I'm ready.
Imagine all the buttons Scott would make, just like
Beishra, instead of addressing the situation he saw CX and Weissler have, obviously he noticed it. And he actually got a twinge of the smell of the bird's flesh, which he was just kind of didn't like. And he'd walk over to Thonk and be like, I thought they were friends.
Thump. Some few beats of silence. And then shakes his head. Whatever they are, they at the very least work good together.
Fair enough.
If they need to torture one another to strengthen their bond, so be it.
We're orcs.
We're orcs?
Yeah. So
Beishra would shrug at
I've
that
succeeded! I've convinced everybody that hangs out with me they're an orc!
because- I mean, Beishra is lizard folk, so he understands that same concept. It's like survival of the fittest, live or die. Pain strengthens, stuff like that.
So you finish your short rest. Everybody's feeling a lot better.
Do we get spell slots back in short rest?
No.
No.
Weissler
do.
does.
Yeah, I do it.
I think Heartseeker's long rest, right?
Correct.
all my stuff is long rest.
Not my stuff. If I would have used my hungry jaws before, I would have gotten it after a short rest.
Syax has a total of 8 hit dice, but currently has 52 of them.
Wait, oh, he typed it in there.
How much?
I healed once because I was missing like 4 points, 5 points. So
how many hit die are you supposed to have though? Like 5, 4?
I was at 6.
Okay,
I'm
so 5.
supposed to be at 5.
Okay.
I
I'm down to
accidentally hit
3.
the 2 because it was my hit point max. Sorry.
I'm guessing that we haven't had a long rest since we last used hit dice because I was down to 7, I think.
The last
Correct.
long rest we were was the beginning of last session before we came down to see the golem.
Yeah,
Well,
so I'm at 3.
Beishra had 4, so now he has 0.
You guys,
Take any damage from the last encounter. So.
from here, you guys are able to make your way through the sewers. And similar thing as beforehand, you have so many abilities between Syax and Beishra that it's not like you're going to be concerned of getting lost. However, at some point in time, you need to grab bearings as to where you are. And I imagine this is Beishra, as he said beforehand, pulling up my lantern, go ahead and checking. Who's going to roll me a stealth check?
That's me.
It is, sir. It's you.
I don't know. I have a 0. I'm
are
much better than Mortifer.
That's nice. So with your 16 stealth check, you're able to make your way down the corridors a bit, multiple different paths. I may even see you go down one path and come back and go the other way, then come back and go a third way, like so straight left, right. And each direction, you see that once again, there's like rats. There's like small centipedes and stuff like.
He scoops up a rat and eats it while he's doing this.
There's like centipedes and stuff like that exist out here, but nothing really that jumps out at you. Being, at one point in time, you might find like an individual kobold, and it's like, and like runs off, and you're like, whatever, who cares? But for the most part, you don't see anything of threat down here. Inevitably, you're gonna have to find out where you are in the city, and so you kind of go down a couple streets and climb up like a ladder to a grate. You kind of like look up at the grate and kind of try to get your bearings, and you think you remember where you are. You're like, oh, I'm pretty sure it's street XYZ, and you climb down, and you go over, and like not your first try, but your second try after that initial climb up, you end up coming up a grate, and you're looking up, and like, I know where I am, and you can literally see the area, the open area where the you can't see them themselves, but it's probably like a good. If you came out the grate and moved over about 100 feet, that's where the ogres were that you had let free beforehand, and you've got your bearings. Like, okay, now that I know I'm here, I'm not going to be able to perfectly mirror the above city with the below sewers, but I can get a general idea of where it is I want to go if I want to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't need to worry about that. You don't have to go anywhere. Aside from back to your crew and inform them, you did it.
Yeah. So Bayshore would then he would still have to go and inform the Thieves Guild that it's open, right?
The Thieves Guild said that they're going to be sending people.
Oh, okay. So then Bayshore would just make his way back carefully and quietly to inform the group that we've done what we needed to do.
Do we just head back now?
Do I get back to them, Scott?
Yeah, you get back to them, no problem. And Mike asked, do we just head back now?
Are we done? Do we return?
I mean, honestly, it's one of those things where if you hung out for a couple of hours, you believe that they would show up, and you'd be able to, because it's been a while since you spoke to them last, and now you believe they would show up, and you'd be able to speak with them and actually have consult with them.
Bayshore would say he would.
It's actually been, so my apologies, it's been almost a full day, or maybe even over a full day. It's been a few weeks, so it's hard to remember. Okay.
Bayshore would just simply say they're going to be sending somebody, I expect, in the next few hours. Just to be careful, best to fall back to the guard station and wait there at the entrance there. What you guys choose to do matters not to me. If you want to go search the library more, that makes sense. But otherwise, I can be their point of contact. They know me. They recognize me. That's who they'll be looking for.
Fair enough. Thonk will look to Vicelor and Siak's kind of give like a nod like he's going to head out and begin making his way out.
CX is going to stay with Bayshore.
I think Vicelor would walk back with Thonk. He has other things to worry about inside the library, more stuff than he does here.
We're going to rename this campaign Lost Initiative, Split the Party episode.
Bayshore would also, before Thonk left, saying this could be a strategic point, if need be, to flank or strike unexpectedly if they break into the library again.
So I'll send guards if necessary.
Why are you staying here, Tyler? Why is Bayshore staying here?
Bayshore's waiting for his contact, but he's falling back to the actual guard room where the animate dead and stuff was, so he'd have position if something went awry when they.
And you're basically saying, hey, send some guards down here, right?
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll send. I'll make.
Well, if other guards are coming down here, I'd probably walk back with you guys. CX would look to Bayshore and ask, "Do you need my assistance?"
Bayshore would just look at you and just say, if they need your assistance, go with them. If not,
if I may interject, if we're going to send some guards to reinforce this position, perhaps they could direct your contacts to meet us more in the library itself. As we've been gone for a while, and another attack could have possibly happened, or another mage could have been there, it might be beneficial to have our strength of numbers more fortified and prepared for other assaults, and put the onus of the burden, rather, of the Thieves Guild to get to us themselves, and then they're there to help reinforce, incidentally, by being there, should we have another attack.
Before you respond, I would like to remind you that unless Mike casts another spell, all 4 of you are going to be swimming through sewer water 3 times to get back. Because the only reason why you didn't last time was Mike had a spell up that kept the water split like the Red Sea.
Yeah, there's no more gelatinous cube down there for one.
Sure.
Is there
there's no
walking?
cube,
If
but there's
the
still
water was solid, could I walk on top of it or crawl underneath it, or is it too tight?
When you could walk on a portion of it, but then you have to commando crawl over the area where the arc is.
I have
Remember I was
water
saying
walk
beforehand,
as
you can your mouth open, so you can water commando crawl.
I'm just looking at
See, the thing is, in Beishra's head is literally the fact that if they approach and they see guards, they expect it to be guarded and possibly turn back. Otherwise, this is literally what Beishra is thinking.
Well, perhaps because an orc guard would not be a typical choice for the Red Wizards. They would assume that it is in fact our comrades.
Fair point.
Beishra will shrug and just leave it up to you guys to decide.
Okay. I mean, I'll send some guards. We're swimming, boys.
Okay, so the 3 of them head back, and Beishra stays. I'll get back to the 3 of you in a moment. Beishra, you staying here, you would know a few hours would pass. It'd be about 3.5 hours pass when finally the people do come down the tunnels. It's one of those things where you're not leaving yourself open and exposed. You're not an idiot. You've got yourself. So you're also going to be standing there watching like a hawk the entire time.
Yeah.
I never blink. Oh, you might have to blink. You're a lizard. But, you would take periods of time where you'd be watching down the hallways. Periods of time you're probably like sitting slumped with your back against the half wall. So you're completely covered. So you'd hear them coming before anybody would be able to see you or anything like that. Kind of like mixing it up. And at one point in time, you would hear a bit of like, sounds like a padded footstep coming into the...
Speaking of which, if he was doing that, he would actually take some of the bones in that room to make it so that if they're coming through there, they would kick bones and move stuff to more than likely make noise. Not just waiting to hear footsteps, but actually putting sound traps, essentially.
Gotcha. So a little bit like a little pile of bones over by not the inside of the doorway, but like right outside of it, sort of a thing. So it'd make a bit of noise. Mm-hmm. Not a problem. And so you would hear like padded steps and maybe a crunch or a kick of bone that would catch your attention. Like, it's time. So like almost instinctively, kind of like bow, arrow in hands, knock, not drawn. And then you take that stealthy roll as you peek around the corner and look. You are effectively invisible to them, sir. They have no idea that you're there. As 3, 5 people make their way into this room slowly. They have no idea that you're there. But every one of them is dressed in dark clothes, dark leather clothes. And then, the 5th one. You'd know that blurry face anywhere.
Beishra will appear behind him and say, "You did come. What's with the men?"
So you literally kind of like slip around the room a little bit and then just kind of like step out so you have their attention kind of at his flank. And what's with the men, you say?
He might reveal himself in the light. He would say, "You made it. Why so many?"
And he reacts well, but you can clearly tell with the quick like jut of the knee, even if his body turns slowly to approach you, he definitely startled him. He caught him off guard. And so he turns and he says to you, again, blurred face versus your shadow face. He says to you, "You know what the dangers are."
They're cleared, but hope you're ready to swim.
Always.
And he would keep his guard up, and in fact stay in the back and tell them to direct them to keep walking.
I need to send word to the mercenaries if we have a deal. Are we going there to make the deal?
You need to come to speak to Thonk.
He nods and he follows with you. There's a bit of groaning from the men as they go splashing through the water. not all of them, but two out of the four. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't complain. And the six of you go swimming through the bits of water, and you don't have to hold your breath. You literally just dive in, swim the entire length of 120 feet, pop back up, and no problems. Whereas they kind of like swimming along and then kind of like stop, grabbing a breath as they go from that little area they can actually breathe. Because they don't want to do the whole, like real swimmers, you just get a little bit of water in their mouth. They don't care, as they're kind of like, but this is sewer water. So anyways, they
also mentioned that Bayshore would shut the steel door that he had opened before that had the traps on it as he continues forward.
Okay. And you go through all the three, and then of course there's a shadowy dog that you can see on the other side. Nobody else can see. As it's in the dimmer light, but it will fade in and out of view when it comes into bright light as you walk by a torch or whatever the case may be. Which would, of course, the first time it happens, startle, and then people react and you calm it down and so on. Do you shut the second door behind you as well?
Yes.
They see the huge pile of rubble that was at one point in time a golem. And there's again a reaction to that, but it's almost like a pay no mind. Oh shit, And you guys make your way through and into the library. Before you were joined with the men. About an hour and change after you guys had gone back to the library, you do have Barbara and the
High Priestess.
Barbara is the High Priestess. So it's Barbara and
the High Priestess and who? Janitor guy.
Yeah, Janitor and Barbara.
Janitor, High Priestess. Got it.
I think you're confused, Wade, but that's okay. That's okay. Everybody else knows what I mean. Everybody else knows what I mean. The Janitor and Barbara. Right? So you guys are making your way through. So they come up to. I would say making your way. They come up to you, and actually, it's one of those getting Thunk's attention. And so it's Thunk.
How much time did we have here before they got here?
About an hour and change.
So
No, sorry. Before Barbara and the janitor got here?
Before Tyler and Faerun.
Well,
haven't arrived yet.
Yeah, and besides that, he wouldn't have them address Thonk. Once we made it into the main library, he'd have them wait, and he'd have the guards that were hopefully on their way, one of them go back and get Thonk. Because Baysha's smart enough to know he doesn't want this guy to see the High Priestess.
You're good. I just thought we were skipping ahead to you guys arriving. If we're not doing that, then go ahead, Scott.
Yeah.
Thunk.
What?
The fleshy ones want to talk to you. It's funny because they're all made out of flesh, but that's cool.
Who is he talking about?
You, High Priestess, and Barbara, and
sure.
Janitor.
Sure. I nod.
They get me confused.
Bringing me to them, or them to me?
They bring the two of them to you.
Sure.
So when they go up to speak with you, she's like, Thunk, still working on our deal here. So I was having a conversation with my companion here, and we believe there's an area that you might find of interest.
Where and what is it?
These nuts.
You've already been to the sewers, and you've already been to where the summoning chamber is. But apparently there's a control room, an area that actually can manipulate the magics around the library and can control the various defenses and the like around it.
There's no way this place is open for the taking if it's so important.
Oh, it's beneath the sewers, and the only access is from within the library. I'm sure there's defenses leading up to it, but honestly, I walked the trail with him. Similar to the walk to the summoning chambers, there was no dangers to get to it.
Show me this entrance in the path.
She nods. She leads you there. I imagine you don't bring Zyx or Vicelor, but she shows you the path.
Yep.
Because of how long of a walk it is, it's about a 40-minute walk just to get there. They don't move slow, but it's about a 40-minute walk just to get there. And eventually you come up to, similar to beforehand, it's like a large double door. The double door is made out of iron, and it's clearly locked. What do you do when you approach it?
I mean, I don't
and again,
really...
This is down. This is beneath the sewers.
And said she's been past these doors, she said?
She's going to come to these doors.
And the room is to be past them?
Correct.
I would cast a Detect Magic on it first.
Okay.
What's level spells detect? Do I have Detect Magic? I have
First,
Dispel. Yep, I do. It's ritual.
and you can do it as a ritual, so you spend 10 minutes. So it's been 50 minutes or so since you left.
Yep.
You cast the ritual and it's cast Detect Magic. But also, I want you to roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
As there's a treasure chest filled with money right next to you.
A 10.
Ah, you miss it.
I have bad investigation.
It's okay because it's a tier thing, right? So first of all, you do detect magic on the door. You detect aberration magics on the door, of course. But you don't detect any of the magics that you might be concerned about, like the evocations or the necromancies or so on. You detect heavy abjuration magics on the door, so definitely something that's defending it or keeping it sealed or whatever. You do also detect a bit of transmutation on the door as well. Faints to moderate. It's hard to tell behind the heavy layers of abjuration that you have there. You're welcome to roll me an Arcana check.
I'll try. 12.
Unfortunately, as I described, is what's true. However, with your investigation check, one of the other things that you notice on the door is, as you walk up to it, as I said before, it's a large iron door. It's locked, clearly. There's magics on it, clearly. But then kind of like investigating it, kind of looking it over, running your fingers on it, Thonk just being his typical perceptive self, he notices while the door is iron, solid iron door, it's actually maybe not as solid as he thought. Kind of like leaning in, his fingers kind of running over texture that seems to have a bit of a pattern to it. And he's perceptive, he's wise. He looks at it and he realizes there's circular patterns on this with almost like little juts coming out. He's not super familiar with such things, but it almost looks like spokes in a wheel or a cog or the like. It's hard to tell because it only feels like it's slightly grooved, kind of like embossed off of it. So you're kind of like feeling
So it's
this
raised?
design. It raised up, exactly. You feel it there. And kind of like looking out the door, you see, no, there's a lot of these little patterns throughout this door, but you can't quite tell what they are. It's outside of your wheelhouse.
Well, I guess I would try and cast Dispel Magic on it once I come to the end of whatever, I'm thinking about what these could be, and if I have nothing. She's a librarian. I would point them out and be like, have you seen this? Did you realize this?
Because we're in Faerun, give me a moment. Are you kidding me? I always roll 4 dice. The lowest one I rolled was a 16, except for the first one I rolled, which was a natural 2.
Of course.
And so, unfortunately, she's like, I'll be honest with you, Thunk. I have no idea what these are. Now, because you have no idea, you're actually welcome to roll me a religion check with disadvantage.
Sure. Well, we know it's going to be terrible, because 3 is one of them, so...
Unfortunately, it's not like you rolled particularly well in either.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you have no idea. It's like you kind of like rattle your brain. You think like, I don't know. Like, how do we even know what a cog is? Yeah, I don't know. You get nothing.
Dispel Magic.
What level?
The highest I can pump it.
4?
4.
Okay, so you throw a 4th level Dispel Magic at it. You can definitely tell that layers of the abjuration and definitely the transmutation have been removed from the door. Continuing with your Arcana check.
Okay. These are just not my style.
Oh, and I forgot to have you roll something for me. I'm so sorry. Pop I just gotta make sure I say it correctly. Pop Dispel Magic into chat for me.
Sure.
That's how I tell you to roll the correct thing. Yeah, so it's gonna be DC equal to, so it's gonna be ability check. So you actually are gonna be able to use your wisdom check.
Just make a wisdom check?
Correct. And I want you to do it 3 times. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay. All right.
Really good rolls.
So you actually, with your Arcana check that you rolled beforehand, that 13, you're actually able to see that the pretty much all of the magic on the door has been stripped down. There's all the layers have been hollowed out except for one powerful abjuration on there. All transmutation gone, as far as you can tell. All abjuration gone except for one like powerful one sitting there.
Is the door locked still?
The door is well. There's only one way to find out.
Yeah,
if
that's
you
what I'm
want to test
saying.
the
I'm
door.
gonna go over to it and test it.
Okay, so you go over the door and you push the door and test it. I guess passive perception is high enough you don't have to worry about anything. You go to push the door to give it a bit of a push, and it seems like it's unlocked, and you start pushing ever so slightly. But luckily, your 24 perception makes it so you don't have to worry about anything. As you push it slightly, you can literally hear like a grinding and ticking noise happening,
In the
like
door.
kind of inside of the door itself, allowing you move this thing. We're talking like millimeters, and you stop.
Okay. What's this floor made out of?
Stone.
Could I stone shape a 5-foot gap and get underneath it?
It's a really good question.
Can I try?
Sure, pop it into chat.
Yeah. It would be my... Nope, I'm out. Never mind. I can't. I used Dispel Magic as a 4th. I'm at a 4th. What else can I do? I can ritualistically meld into stone. Can I pop out the other side?
It allows you to meld in and come out the other side if it was thin, but you can't like meld into the ground and then walk along the ground, right? Because it's not meant to be a transportation.
Well,
so it's like a stone door or stone wall would be fine, but it's like a stone hallway.
Well, then beyond that, then I just wait. I'll have to wait till tomorrow, and I'll just...
You have big hammer, stone wall.
Hit the stone wall?
Big hammer, but little arms.
And the stone wall isn't like this. I'm assuming it's gonna run the whole hallway side.
Yeah, the whole hallway
So it's
floor
like
is standard
that
stone.
thick.
It's an iron door.
Yeah. I mean, I can hit the door, but it's gonna send it flying open. Is the concern?
I mean, yeah, and you already heard ticking noises.
Yeah. Who
Hey,
do I have
Voice
with me?
Come here, push this door for me.
No, but who do I have? I have the librarian lady,
And it's the janitor.
the janitor.
She has value.
Yeah.
You already know that.
Yeah.
And he has been valuable because he keeps popping up with things.
All right, I'll be patient. I just have to be patient. I'll just wait till tomorrow.
Okay, it takes about another 40 minutes to get back or so,
Sure.
which is fine because that actually gets us to maybe about 40 minutes after that is when Basher is going to come in, leave them sitting behind, and Basher himself would come walking up to approach, probably grabbing the attention of everybody.
Do we have time to look over those books again while we're waiting for an hour and a half?
That's
Because you
what
leveled up? Yeah, you can.
Yay. How many books? I identified one. How many were there? 4 or 5?
You have Syax helping you. He's like the least helpful out of them. You're welcome to roll. You identify 1 out of 5.
So I need to roll 4 Arcana checks.
Correct.
Syax is helping, so do I have advantage?
I will give you advantage on Syax. Roll me a D4 because he's not the best. He's actually literally the worst out of the two of them.
Yeah, it's
He gives you advantage on 3 of them.
Okay, I'll roll the non-advantage one first.
good roll.
Hey.
Roll me the 3 with advantage.
All right.
Good roll.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
That's like your second net 20.
I'll take
Good
it.
roll.
Finally.
What the hell?
Finally. I needed this for 10 episodes.
Our hacks are real.
I want 2 of you boys, 3 of you boys, to roll me a D6.
Let you 3 do it. Do it.
No.
Wade?
Not Wade.
Okay.
Oh.
Five,
This is
four,
what you
five,
find.
six.
It's funny. It's all higher numbers. This is what you find. First of all, one of the books that you find is a manual of golems. It's literally a large, heavy book that explains to you the methods that you would use to create and give life to a golem that would be under your command. It's not an easy task. It takes a long time and resources, but the most difficult thing is having the knowledge and magics to do so, and this makes that feasible.
Which would have been good like a day ago.
It's not to destroy the golems, it's to create them. But honestly, the destroyed golem or golems, I can't remember if you got 1 or 2 up at this point,
Just one.
have parts that you can take to use for the construction. As for the other 3 books, you actually are able to identify one of those books is of clear thoughts, one is of insight, and one is of personality. It's actually all books that give +2 to intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
I'll take that wisdom book anytime.
I'll
Okay,
take the wisdom book.
You all
the
calm down here a moment. Okay, clear thoughts did what? +2 to what?
So there's a 1 to +2 intelligence, 1 to +2 wisdom, 1 to +2 charisma.
All my burns go off my charisma modifier.
I'm charisma based too, but
I'm wisdom based.
I saved your ass. I think you owe me a book.
none of these are. I mean, they're all good. None of these are actually going to help me with my ear thing, though. Unfortunately. Do I know what a +2 charisma book affects someone if they've already got a 20?
You'll make them have a 22.
So usually you cap it at 20.
Right.
You can
that's
go
fine.
above that naturally, unless there's magic involved.
So this would be a way to do that.
This book would allow you to go up.
All right. Well, I've got him for now.
So, I would say that Syax would know about probably the manual of, so it'd be the manual. The first one we'll say is the intelligence book. He knows about the charisma, wisdom, and manual.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the time that you spend because it takes time to read these. You know, it's not just like a breeze read. Didn't you already have a book that nobody used yet?
Yeah, I've got a one for Constitution.
Oh,
Yeah.
Constitution.
Oh,
Yep.
that was the other one.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, a powerful library with powerful books.
Wait.
I want to find
for
more
your-
books.
I remember I saved you.
All right, Pat, you're right.
Worry about that. Worry about that when you have time to read the
Ring.
books.
It's a great ring. You can animate dead with it.
If you
Yeah,
gave me
I'll
that 2, I'd
figure
be
out
at
what
a
we can get all
20
these to.
overall charisma. So you and I would be the exact same.
I just found out in England there's a type of cookie or cracker or whatever the fuck they want to call it called a digestive.
Biscuit.
It's called a digestive. It's literally the brand is digestives, and I'm like, why?
Keep
Eating
healthy,
stuff-
baby.
No, it's called digestives. It sounds like you're eating someone's feces.
Sounds like it's something to make you help your poop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds like
no,
something,
no,
Scott, you should be eating instead of ice cream.
I don't want to play this game anymore.
What if it's digestive brand ice cream?
It sounds like soy. I don't want it. I want to suck that shit out of a cow's udder. Okay.
Can you roll to cure Scott's constipation, Chet?
We've been rolling for 20 years, my man. It hasn't fixed itself.
Hold on, I can roll for it. Let's see.
Can
Five.
I ask what our D6 was for now that they're rolled? Just
Which
out of
books we got, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Well, great. There probably was a Dex one that I could.
Correct.
Oh, yeah,
you
one
rolled,
for each.
You rolled wisdom. No. So, anyways, moving on. So you identify those books that time. Get about 40 minutes after Thought comes back. Basher comes up, gets everybody's attention, and you guys.
Head to the meeting.
Do you just grab them and bring them to the thief guy?
The book?
No.
He
Basher.
would.
Oh, Basher.
He would just grab Thonk.
You want to grab the other two?
He literally his only purpose is grabbing Thonk. He's the one who's in charge. This is the one where I think he probably has more money and all of that. If Thonk wants to bring them along, that comes to Thonk.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if they're around, they're welcome to join the meeting.
Yeah, I had my. Oh wait, all my money got sucked into the bag.
A lot of that, yeah.
Hmm.
Get used to being rich and then halfway through the campaign losing everything.
Being rich? I've never gotten paid in a campaign in a year.
Well, now you have nothing to lose.
Anyway, basically, Basher's only thought was to get Thonk. He didn't think of grabbing anybody else, but he wouldn't object to others.
Yeah, I mean, if they're, like I said, if they're around, Donk would make it clear that they are welcome to join the meeting, as this has to do with future
During the
members.
walk, Basher would make him aware that this is a money deal. Obviously, we're dealing with mercenaries, and it's possible the Thieves Guild would accept books
Sure.
in payment.
I'll talk.
But mind you, the mercenaries aren't here.
This is the Thieves.
Yeah, these are the thieves, but he would say that it's possible the Thieves Guild will accept books as payment and then use their gold to buy the mercenaries.
Sure.
So you go meeting up with the thieves, and you've never met this man before, and you still haven't met him because his face is blurred. It's literally a blur. Kind of like if you were watching one of those, like, I don't know, shows where somebody was a did a
Which-
crime and they're on Dateline or some shit like that. And
I
so
would
their faces
I would
are-
mention Matilda was left behind, told to guard them and not let them wander.
that's fine. And she does so, but they were going to listen to the the leader anyways, and he's not here to stir up problems. So you they come to you go up to them and you go speak with them or whatever. Just thinking of something for a second. Yeah. So you go to speak with them, and as you guys come walking into the room, he sees the four of you, and it kind of like he was sitting, relaxing, having a conversation with probably one or two of the other men that came with him, or people actually that came with him. And when you guys come in, stands up and regards you and says, the elusive Thunk.
Donk, this is, well, the guy.
Elusive Thunk, meet the elusive man.
I just wait for him to
All of a sudden,
continue
a sun lights up behind him.
Right, yeah, exactly.
And so he steps forward and says, "From what I understand, you and I have profits that can be shared in this endeavor that you find yourself in."
We're here to serve a single purpose. You'll be useful.
There is a shipment of mercenaries that have just touched the shore an hour ago.
Baser would speak up and say, I have informed him of such and of the situation we are here to address and the deal we have spoken about.
Correct, but back then it was not an hour ago. Back then they hadn't touched shore. They'll be getting off of their boats in the next hour, maybe two, and looking to head towards the Red Wizards to see what amount of money they're going to make to aid them in this fight. These are not weak men. These are not weak women. These are warriors that know what they're doing and will have a couple of mages to back them up, all trained to work well together. They're looking for coin. They're not looking for morality or some fight of justice.
I don't know who you think you're dealing with. This is not a fight of justice or morality.
But it
Baser
isn't.
would kind of laugh when he started talking about justice and morality.
But this is a fight of coin.
We can't make a counteroffer without knowing what the Red Wizards will offer them in the first place.
I don't want them to get to the Red Wizards. I want them to take your offer before meeting with them.
You know them
That
better
is the
than we
best
do.
case scenario, so Thonk. Baser would speak up.
How much do they want?
A lot.
When we're done with this fight, they can sack this library.
This library has already been in large chunks promised to me. And he looks to Basher and says, and I'm still waiting for the payment for all of the deliveries that I've done thus far. And they aren't few.
Baser doesn't speak. He's just standing there.
I assume you have my payment with you. I do have the men to carry it out.
Figured that might have been the case. Baser finally speaks and would therefore look at Weissler and CX and say, and kind of side-eyeing Thonk, but he can't really see it. Baser's got his mask on and say, they need books. Bring them books.
Last time you brought me books, you brought me books of lesser value. I told you, this has to be worthwhile. You've had a considerable amount of support so far. That support will be maintained, and if we have the money for the mercenaries, increased as well. But we haven't been paid yet.
And Baser would speak up saying, we haven't found what we needed yet either.
It's been 2 days in a library. Surely you have to have some people that can read in here. He says, looking about at whatever orcs might be nearby.
The problem isn't the ability to read, so to speak. If you would notice with your most likely perceptive eyes, we have been under assault, and we have had to clear a path for you to make way into said library. So our time for leisurely strolling about and reading has been at a minimum.
I have a feeling that if I tell my my man to the side over here to cast a simple spell off a scroll he has in his pocket, that someone, at least one of you, is going to be glowing quite brightly with the magic of one of the books you've discovered so far.
Yes,
It's
we
gotta be
need
at
some
least
books
one
for
of
our
them.
own reasons as well. So if you would like to search the library for some books, by all means.
That is not the deal. You
I'm
are
not
in
privy
this
to the.
library. You are in this library because of the deal that we made. You're welcome. We are waiting for the payments for the books that were supposed to be procured for us. And I'm also looking to help you by garnering a deal with the mercenaries. So we can all win. It behooves me to win this war in your favor.
Whatever deal you made with Basher is between you and him. Whatever deal you make with me is between us. Bashra, and I look to him. If you made a deal, you better hold up your end of the bargain and do it now.
Bracer, acknowledging this, would wander out and go to find the janitor and the scribe to grab whatever powerful books they could find.
Okay. He's going to be gone for a little bit. We'll deal with that in a moment. CX, do you stay or do you go, Bashra?
And speaking of which, he would load up some orcs with those said books to bring to that room.
I would go with him as well, just to try to see if I can find any more books of value to determine which ones we should give, which ones we should keep.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Vice Lore.
Do we have any idea of how many books we're needed to get for this guy?
Piles of books that have value. They don't have to be necessarily magical. They have to be books that have knowledge or something of power. It's like something that's valuable to them that on some sort of market. He needs to turn a profit. So it doesn't have to be magical. But if you did have a powerful magic book, obviously that would very much be able to work its end of the deal as well.
Yeah. So if one of those 5 books you identified, we don't see.
Well,
much
so
use.
there was the room that we fought the wizard lady in, and that had bookshelves in it, and those books were kept in a special room protected by magic. I imagine those books are more valuable than the ones that are just generally up here, right?
They are, but you've realized that those books are books that pertain to the knowledge of the actual library itself and how it was that it was built and why it was built that way. And from the conversation that you've had with Barbara on the side, you think that you probably personally need those books to accomplish your task.
Oh, I thought we got the ones we needed from there. There's still more down there that we need.
There's instructions. Okay. So that's kind of like what was of value inside that room that you're like,
gotcha.
We need this for that task.
Okay.
Then honestly, if you gave those to them, they probably wouldn't even know what to do with. Like, we have to have a library too.
You can RP with Mike, but can we roll something just to find books and then try to identify them if they're magical or just whatever?
Basher would actually have the janitor take us to where we had gotten the book that brought CX back.
Sure. You want to grab that one as well?
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is definitely a powerful one. Cool. And we'll have you make a check in a moment. That's actually be investigation. I can have 2 of you roll with advantage, and then we're going to go over to Mike. Mike. So as they leave the room, he actually looks at you, and his tone softens a little bit, and he says, "Thank you. He's been being evasive for a considerable amount of time. He doesn't respect me or my position, but he has a twinge of fear with you."
I just look to him. To be quite frank, I don't respect you or your position either, but you're useful to me.
Which is why I'm here. We're providing each other value.
So you say. Hold up your end of the bargain and we'll be fine.
I've held up my end of the bargain so far, but you're talking about a bargain with you, not with him. You wish to make a deal with the mercenaries. There are 3 ships that sailed in and touched dock. Each ship, I don't know the number, but if I had to guess, 70 more. So you're dealing with over 200 men, 200 warriors that you can have that are unexpected to be a part of this battle, that know their way around the city and know their way around a mage. My suggestion is, if you want to win this fight by leaving a scar and not just doing whatever it is you're doing inside here, use them. You're going to need them. Because I can tell you, I see the outside. You're not going to hold this position for much longer. With your reinforcements or not, they're bringing in their own reinforcements. And theirs come with a lot of power.
Fair point, but I still don't hear a price out of your mouth.
I don't know a price. I can give suggestions, but these aren't my men. I don't typically hire mercenaries. I'm here to garner a deal for you.
Where are the mercenaries originating from?
Mulhorand.
Where's Mulheron?
Across the sea.
Across the
That
sea.
word should ring a bell because that's the place where the stones of this
It
library.
rings a bell, but I don't. Oh, okay.
All right.
That's
I
Wait.
easy.
don't know if I'm allowed to tell you that. I just kind of meted that.
No, because we learned that a few episodes ago where the stones came from. That's something that I should know. It's been a while.
It's actually something I don't think Thunk is even giving a shit about. It's something that Viceler is working on without Thunk, I think.
Yeah, but he heard.
We went over
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, he mentioned details, yeah.
Quick question, Scott. Two of us rolling investigation with advantage, correct?
Correct. Whoever wants to roll.
All right, Wade, that's me and you.
Is it up to? Are we back to us already?
No,
No,
just roll in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, Mike. So,
When he says that, I'd say pieces of this building were built with a specific material from their homeland. Would that interest them?
probably not. These are warriors of today, not scholars of the past. Those are really good rolls, boys. Warriors of today, not scholars of the past. I don't think that would interest them. Honestly, I do not look to split my share of profits here. But if you had books of magical value, that would certainly entice the mages that are with them. If you had perhaps artifacts of war, that would entice them, or just straight coin. I don't know how much coin you brought with you into this place. And if you're looking for me for a suggestion of where to start, though I think more is better, especially if you don't need the coin, you're just here for your other reasons, I would start somewhere in the 4, maybe 5,000 range.
I have something else to offer.
Please don't tell me it's your faith.
That's not offered. You're chosen or you die.
Chuckles. It wasn't a joke. He thought it was.
I have interest in destabilizing this city. Long term. While in the short term it benefits me to take what I need here and leave, which is what our current goal is. If I can destabilize the area, over many years' time I can return with troops and take this place for my name and my gods. Or at least work a deal with those who may rule it. Now, like I said, I don't respect you or your job. But that's why I want to offer this to you instead. What if you leave your books behind? Leave the books that have been offered to you and I give you something in its place. And we offer those books to them instead. What if I can offer you complete control of the security measures around this library? Where the access is. And make sure nobody else ever knows about it. Yours when we leave.
You're saying
Yes.
that the books that you've procured thus far, assuming they're not shit, would be brought to them, but everything else left inside the library is mine.
You would have access to what I presume, or what I've been told and discovered to be the security measures of this library. Its entire security system and its spells would be at your control to bring down and bring up at your will. It'd let me leave the library standing instead of burning it to the ground like initially speaking, but it'd leave it in the control of somebody who would use it for their own selfish means. And I kind of like looking to him, but it'd be better off in your hands than the Red Wizards.
He nods to that. Have you tested this yourself?
I know where it is, and I've removed most of the defenses surrounding the entrance. One last thing is in my way.
But you haven't tested it.
No.
They're going to be prepared to march towards the wizards in an hour, maybe 2 hours' time. I could send men back to stall them. I'm willing to make this deal. I won't lie. This is very enticing. However, I need to know that it's a deal that actually is going to come to fruition.
I will bring
And that I'm
you-
not sitting here on a whim or a hope.
I simply look at him and say, then you walk with me now, you and me alone. I'll show you the entrance so you know I'm not lying.
You sure you don't want your magically capable companions to come with you to handle something like this?
If you cross
No offense, but you seem like someone that doesn't know your way around a tome.
Oh, because I'm an orc. I was like, do I really? I just kind of,
Well, you're also not a scholar.
no, but I read a lot.
Also, keep in mind, I probably would have let you know that Matilda is standing guard and they're not allowed to leave the room, or she'll kill them.
Let Matilda try.
Let me tell the trial, right?
I have a spell that would get rid of her permanently and around.
No, don't do it!
I'll just banish her back to her home plane.
Bye, Matilda.
Goodbye. Looking.
She's invisible. That's cool. Daylight.
Who could I? Well, I could bring Vicelor. I could bring the librarian. But the offer was like, you want to trust me? I won't bring any orcs. I can show you there myself, you and me, because this is a secret path, a secret area.
No, he was just more or less saying, like, I'll come with you, but you sure you don't, because you haven't gone in it yet. He was just being cautionary. He's like,
Oh.
you sure you don't want to bring your mages with you
I shake
before
my
you
head.
go walk into this place?
I'll show you where the door is and what my last obstacle in the way. Perhaps you could even help me pass it. But beyond it is what you're looking for and what I offer.
I don't want a mystery. I want an answer.
This knowledge comes from those who worked within the library.
But this knowledge is probably guarded by more than just a door. And that responsibility I don't wish to take upon my shoulders.
That's not your responsibility, that's ours. I merely wish to show you that I'm not lying, that this place exists. Its troubles and its security will be taken care of by me and mine.
I swear, if you killed Matilda, I'm gonna be so pissed.
All I want out of you is to take it and use it in your own selfish manner, for as many years as it takes until I return.
He thinks for several moments.
This does not go beyond those that hear this now, and if it does, I expect them to be silenced.
You don't have to worry about secrets being kept. It's literally my business.
And mine.
He looks to one of his men, and waves them over. He leans in and says something to him. You can hear it. It's along the lines of, stall the meeting with the Red Wizards. Let them know that there's going to be a better deal. Have them meet as close to here as possible, but stall them as long as you can. And then sends him out. He takes another one with him, so only 2 of the men stay behind. And he looks to you and says, they can stay here?
I nod.
And then he's like, take me then. You calling the mages? And then kind of starts walking with you.
He wants me to bring mages with me.
He doesn't. He's not telling you have to. He was just suggesting because it's magic.
I might bring an Orog.
Oh, okay, cool. So you're bringing one of your own men.
Yeah, I'll bring an
Sure.
Orog.
Tyler, Thonkin's the masked man, and then no Orog yet. He'd call on his way over. Go to leave the place. What happens?
Nothing.
Huh?
She stays there. She doesn't attack.
Oh, so she's disobedient. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's conflicted because there's him leading with somebody she considers a friend, whereas the other 2 are there. So
I'll genuinely just banish her is what will end up happening. She'll just disappear and back to the shadow plane, I assume, is where she's from.
Mike, shh. So what happens, Tyler?
she stays there.
Oh, so she's a disobedient dog. Okay. Just wanted to be sure. So,
No, she's conflicted because there's 2 versus 1. And one
it's a dog. They don't have complex emotions like conflicted.
We move on.
So you guys go walking past. The dog growls for a moment. I imagine both of them kind of toss a look or whatever that way, and then they just walk past the growling dog. And you go walking that long path down into the corridor, down to where the door is. And did you said you brought the Orog?
I bring an Orog.
Did you bring the librarian as well?
Yeah, sure. I'll bring the librarian. Have her in my sights.
Wait, that would be the janitor, not the.
No. Because he's talking about arcane knowledge. So he brings the librarian, he brings the Orog. So you call the Orog over, and the guy, when the Orog approaches, leans over and says, "That is a massive fucker."
Thonk just ignores it completely and just waits.
When the librarian joins you, comes over and says, "Oh, Thonk, I heard that you had summoned me."
Yes, come with me.
And Thonk, you're perceptive, but roll me an insight.
Insight. All right.
Mm-hmm.
20.
It's good that you rolled high.
Yeah, I rolled low. I just have a high bonus.
Because there's no facial expressions to work off of because
Yeah.
he has the mask that blurs his face.
Yeah.
However, you can literally see that there's a bit of a surprise in the body language when she comes in from the man with the blurred face.
He knows her.
Like a bit of a surprise that she's there. Like, oh. And but he doesn't say anything to her. And she notices him as well, and she probably knows him by reputation. She has a reputation too, of course.
Yeah, reputation.
It's repetition.
Also true.
And so you and the 4 of you go walking down the corridors towards the big door.
Oh, you're right, Arcane. He's gonna stab her.
No, this is literally the person who wanted to kill her, Wade.
I know.
And so
I'm fine if she dies.
when you guys go approaching to the door, walking up to it, You kind of stand there for a moment, and the Orog, kind of stand there as well. And do you say anything as you approach the door to him? Do you give him like any?
I'll give him the quick general gist of where I'm sitting at right now. Like, I believe there's some sort of machinery within the door that I can't figure out. If the door opens, it triggers it.
He'll walk over to the door, place his hand on it. This is actually something that it is his forte as opposed to everybody that was there beforehand.
I know.
Places his hand on it.
He's very clearly a rogue.
He does do the slight pushing. Here's the clicking, and immediately, like his fingers kind of like, it's not like he's like really pushing. It's like
Yeah, he just lets it go.
releases, and it comes back that like 3 millimeters or so back, and he's like, "Oh, the stonework is from Malharans. The magics are from Thay, but this workmanship comes all the way from the Moonshades. Do you see this?
I'll actually walk over to him as he's kind of mumbling to like out loud. I assume he's saying it all out loud.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of like, is that the Moonshades then representation of these star-like patterns, burst-like patterns across the door?
No, islands off of the coast of the. It's out west. It's where the gnomes have gone. This is the work of Gond. You can roll a religion check. It's an easy check for you.
Sure. 14.
Yeah. Gond is a gnomish god of creation. There are actually cannons and guns that exist in Faerun, which is very, very, very small in number. They were created by the gnomes of Gond, as well as
them being very, very small.
Yeah.
Microscopic.
Party tricks.
There are cannons. They're just very small.
it's like party boppers. That exists in the world, and but they're made by the gnomes of Gond. You know that these are the creators. So the he looks at it and he gives it again that little like he has his flat hand, places it against the door, and then pushes slightly, and then stops again, and then he starts kind of like going around. And at this point, he's kind of walking around the door and he's rapping on it, which because the door's so heavy, it doesn't make it move just with a rap. He's like rapping on it. And I'll actually look around for a second, and I'll pick up a rock on the ground and use that as like a heavier and raps on the door in different areas, listening for like hollow points and whatnot. And he's like, okay. There's definitely a mechanism going on in here, and unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to. I don't have the materials I need to stop this mechanism from reacting to the opening of the door. You familiar with what magnets are?
Am I?
Honestly, intelligence check or history check, either way.
They're the same. 12.
Yeah, you get a general idea of metal that sticks to metal. Yep. You know what I mean?
And I'd probably say that.
Probably not a lot of familiarity.
Yeah, metal clings to metal.
We would need a powerful magnet or the right kind of electric charge. So if somebody could cast the right spell to kind of lock some of these in place, have to be the right ones. Specifically 3 on this door and 1 on that door, that if you lock the wheels in place with a powerful enough hold, that would work. Realistically, we could also try to freeze the gears, but it would lack precision, and this defense is, I think, in here against that.
What if we worked or went around it? Would that work?
I don't know what you mean.
If I could move the stone out of the way.
Kind of takes a step back and looks down. He's like, that's usually a dwarven thing, but...
I was actually looking around because, like, ideally that was my first idea, was going underneath. Mm-hmm. What if we left this door as a security measure and we created a secret entrance through the wall, the stone wall, in, out, and on the other side?
I mean, I don't know how long something like that would take. It sounds like a brilliant idea with one exception. Are there magics that would defend against that?
I already checked, right? There are no.
You know
magics.
that there's still one powerful abjuration left. You don't know what it is.
Okay. Would that is anti-magic field an abjuration spell?
Anti-magic field
counter
is
spell, maybe.
I mean, you don't know.
I'm just thinking out loud. He kind of curiously, actually, if I try to meld with the stone next to the door, just to meld in and then pop out, just to see if it allows me to even do that, I'll give that a try.
Sure. So you're kind of like thinking, it's like you walk over as close to the door as possible, kind of like up,
to the
almost
side,
brushing against it.
Yeah.
And you cast your spell like and blah 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 blah, Grimsh, blah 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 blah. You kind of like lean back and you into the door, and he actually looks up at the Orog and he's like, "Hey, Not bad. And then you come, stepping back out, much like
Okay, so it
friggin'
let me.
what is it, T1000 or whatever, kind of pulling itself out of a metal bars or
Can the
whatever.
Arog cast stone shape?
The Orog cannot
Yeah,
cast
I
stone
figure.
shape.
Okay. Well, that I'll like being successful. I'll know tomorrow, but that's a good start. At least it isn't preventing all magics.
Yeah, it doesn't. It does not cast stone.
Basically, my
shape.
thought process to him is: if we leave this door intact, you can use this as a built-in security defense for when you have it.
1 second. Sorry, I'm just checking something.
Sorry, I know I'm wheeling and dealing behind closed doors, guys.
No, you're good.
Yeah, you're fine. Other than that now Beishra's deal is known to have not been.
No,
completed.
you're still gonna go.
Okay.
They're gonna take those books from you because they're gonna use it as payment.
Oh,
I think-
no,
Oh,
you're missing the other part.
City.
Yeah.
Oh, did Thunk know about the other part?
Nope.
he should-
All right.
Well, you would have because I took
Yeah,
her there to you, and I
that's
explained to you why we took her out.
Yep.
What? Herb dying?
She
No.
she didn't have to die. She just had to leave the city.
Honestly,
Never come back.
honestly, it's also one of those things where does Thunk really remember all this when he has a whole fucking war and everything
Fair.
else
Yeah,
on his
that's
mind?
Yeah, that's
So-
fair.
1 more second, sir. Almost done.
You good? Sorry, I didn't mean to throw. I know this is probably like not what you were expecting.
No, you're perfectly fine. Just looking at what spells the Orog does have.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, he has spells for combat and
That's what I
whatnot.
figured.
Unfortunately, it doesn't have anything like that. Yeah, sorry.
So I would just
He-
say I would need till tomorrow because that's when I'll have my spells back.
The Orog would, because he understands common, even if he doesn't speak it fluidly,
Right.
would speak to you in Orcish and say, Dunk, I can release large pulse of electric. I can make long chain of electric. I don't know if work. I don't know what he asked.
I'll relay the information of the talents of my companion here.
And so he's kind of like with a bit of a back and forth between the two of them because he speaks Orcish as well. And actually,
Okay, cool.
his Orcish is not bad. Like it sounds a little southern compared to where you grew up, which is north of here, but it's actually pretty fluent. It's like somebody that actually studied it all throughout high school and college, and then went on a trip elsewhere and cared about it.
Mhm.
Grump shop about sweet Tate. Southern Orcish. I'm fluent.
Oh, Wade.
He discerns that what he actually has the ability to do is both cast the spells Lightning Bolt
Mhm.
and Witch Bolt.
Okay. Cool.
And actually, he's like, actually, that lesser one there, that could work. Unfortunately, it only works on one of the seals at a time. And he turns to Thunk and he's like, do you know anybody else that knows this kind of magic?
Witch Bolt would be a Vice Lord thing?
It is a warlock spell, but Vicelor doesn't know it.
Who else would have Witch Bolt?
You have another Orog.
Oh, duh. Yeah, I have the second Orog. Yeah.
That could supplements 2 out of our 4 magnets that we need. Do you know?
Shocking. Grass.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you were saying shocking.
Would Shocking Grasp be valuable?
He thinks for a moment. He's like, similar to with the Witch Bolt, because Shocking Grasp is something that you can do impulses, and you would have to time it right. You couldn't hold it the way you can a Witch Bolt. He says you can't hold it the same way you can this kind of magical energy, but it could be done. Both of them would require, and I don't know this stuff because I myself am not capable of doing these kind of magics. I'm just familiar with
Looking
with
to
them.
the lady, I look to her. What about you? Are you not trained in the arcane arts? You live in the city.
Shakes her head and says, "No, I'm faithful to."
Book boy.
And so he continues on. He's like, "You'd have to concentrate on the spell as you cast it. I know, to make sure it's the correct charge you're putting into the door. But if you knew 3 people, that covers 3 of the seals, and the 4th one, well, if we do them 3 on this one door and they don't screw it up, we could the door over there that has the one gear inside of it,
Ignore it.
that could be frozen."
Anybody have an ice magic?
Only if I'm attacked.
I mean, I'll just poke you in the back.
Can I like put my finger there and hope the gear like attacks my finger on accident?
Your Orogs do not know cold magic.
Okay. Cold magics. I mean, there's got to be like a book or a scroll or something in this friggin' library of like a frost blast or something.
Very well could be if you went looking for it. You know what I mean? Very well could be. I'm actually looking over your spell list.
That's
with
what
you.
I'm like, oh, what do we
You know
got?
what we never looked for in this stupid library is like a list of how the fucking books are organized. There's got to be some like record keeping of like, oh, the book's here and the books.
Remember, they've reorganized it so many times.
Yeah.
There's no organization, more or less.
That was said like right when we got in the
No one
library.
keeps track of their fucking books.
They all keep track of it too many different ways, so it just makes no sense. Yeah, you have nothing that does cold magic as your cleric, sir.
Yep, that's I didn't think I did.
Closest thing you have is I think Glyph of Warden could do cold damage if you wanted to, but it doesn't apply to the way what you're trying to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's like that's a lot and still coming up short, or we could literally wait till tomorrow and I could just shape twice. And I have a nice small 5-foot hall by 5-foot hall that leads in and out with the secret door.
You can try. You can of course try
I
something
could
like
try.
that tomorrow.
Yeah.
He says the issue with waiting till tomorrow is that our deal would already be passed.
Yeah,
It's
fair
done
enough.
now.
Fair enough. Who else? Who's here that has like ice?
You brought a bunch of orcs with you.
I know. That's why I'm like the orcs aren't gonna do shit.
2 Orhogs and your companions. So the fact that your companions have now expanded.
I
their
like
attack
shake my hammer. Does it like
Actually,
shit out a new power? Real quick?
Doesn't Wade have an ice spell?
Armor of Agathis.
No, don't you have a cold spell?
I thought you did. That's why I asked you earlier.
Maybe you did. You got rid of it. The cold ray.
It'd be a
Freeze ray?
0 level spell.
I never had that.
Ray of Frost
Oh.
or whatever.
Who had Ray of Frost?
Can I do Prestidigitation?
No.
It needs to be at
Is
least
that-
1st level, probably. I mean, the only other option I really have here is to just look through the library for a scroll or something that's going to be useful.
Or, well, no, I'm not going to meta this, but I have an idea of what you could do.
Oh no. I mean, again, it's one of those things where he's gonna have to summon you guys down there to them anyways.
Yeah.
Well, you could just send a random minion through the door full speed, see what happens.
I thought about that.
You know the repercussions that would be.
That's my fear, is that it could be collapse the hallway. It could be something much, much nastier to prevent anyone
What?
from getting in.
So we always mention these types of magic. I don't know what they mean. Can I ask?
Abjuration means defense.
Okay. Conjuration means summoning, right?
Yep.
Correct.
Evocation means big boom.
Well, evocation actually means
Usually.
like making something out of nothing, as opposed to pulling something from elsewhere, which is what conjuration is, making something out of nothing. So it's literally making an explosion of fire out of nothing, a bolt of lightning out of nothing. But also it could be things like there are other like types of, I can't think of it, like healing magic is usually conjuration.
Turning to the librarian lady.
So it's usually evocation in this edition.
Do you know where the scrolls are kept? Magical scrolls.
We found scrolls along the way, Vicelor and I, but we didn't go through them because they weren't of significance for what it was they were doing.
Well, now we need one of significance, particularly of frost magic.
He goes, no, you're not wrong. Thunk, I imagine that you have to go and collect your companions. Why don't I go with her to find these scrolls?
Let her get a head start. May I have a word with you first?
Absolutely.
Or I send the Orog to go get his brother or his companion.
Yep.
Wait for them to leave.
Mm-hmm.
She's useful. Don't kill her.
Excuse me?
When she joined us, you recognize her in some fashion. Old lover, old friend, or an enemy of some sort, whatever the case. If you're going to get rid of her, kill her, or reveal yourself to her, wait until we're done. Then you can have your way. I don't give a shit.
Is that persuasion or intimidate, Michael?
Just an honest offer. I just, I mean,
You haven't had to roll the other ones because they were too enticing. But this
I
one
mean,
requires a check.
they're both equal rolls, so whatever works.
It's up to you.
Persuasion. I'm not trying to intimidate this guy so much. Just genuinely, like, just keep her until we need her. Oh my god!
Oh,
It literally
you
went,
said-
bam, it went.
I went like 15, 18, 2.
Yeah. It's all right. It happens. That's the world for you.
Voice cracked in the middle of the sentence.
Yeah, that's what it was.
If you need people to intimidate, just ask Patrick.
I wasn't. It was just one of those things where.
No.
He
What's
says
your bonus,
he says to you,
I
Thunk,
just have advantage.
if I may ask you, if
Yeah,
you
what
had
number?
come to an arrangement, and that arrangement was dashed, if the bargain wasn't appropriately met, and it was done so with full knowledge, willingly, and with the intention of disrespect. How would you handle the situation?
Depends on who it is and what I was trying to get from them.
Someone that you met on the streets, and well, a trade of mutual benefit.
Do I know what he's talking about?
You're not an idiot.
No, that's what I'm saying. I look to him. Beishra is impulsive.
Impulsive isn't good for business, and business is what I care to.
What was the deal? Allow me to at least attempt to rectify it for you.
The initial deal, the one that was agreed to, was that she would leave the city and not return, as well as other tasks being done, which opened the door for the next deal being made, which is the aid that I delivered, which is the only reason why you're inside this keep right now. That aid got you here, and that was in exchange for books. Books that were brought before me were all garbage. That was his sample. It was an insult in my home, in front of my men.
Would it behoove you to know that plans to deal with her or to kill her when I'm done using her? It's just a straight honesty. I told Vice Lord is going to kill him. It's a plan.
He kind of like stands upright. Before he was kind of like, kind of like leering it a little bit. He stands upright and straight and says, I see why he's scared of you. I do respect you. And he turns and he starts following after her. She'll be safe.
That's fine. I begin to walk back.
And so he starts walking along with her.
We gotta find a frickin' frost scroll, so that's her job. I gotta let CX know I need a zappy hands.
And she'll actually survive. He's gonna come back with the raw frost scrolls and be like, she went off.
Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna. I was like, yeah, oh god, she's dead. But she would be so useful right now is the problem, so I need her around.
Literally why Beishra kept her alive. That's the and the fact she showed respect towards him, which was unusual in that city. Those are literally the two reasons she's alive.
For now.
She doesn't care that much, other than the fact that she had respect to him, and she doesn't.
You don't care about her. You're like, you guys have a mild friendship, but
yeah,
you're not a good human person. All right. So, anyways, everybody reconvenes, but again, because of how long the trek is, it's about like another hour or so later that everybody reconvenes together down here. A little under an hour later, everybody reconvenes down here to be at the place. The plan is spoken over pretty quickly. But
if you want to know like what my thing is, because I don't want anybody to know the plan, like as far as like what it is. So basically, I made a bargain with him to help me unlock this door since I ran into it earlier, and he's good with that shit. We came to an understanding. He's helping us out.
And our characters are unaware of it, obviously.
Unaware of like the multi-year plan that Thonk is kind of enacting.
Do we need to address what our investigation roles were?
yes.
We'll address that in a moment. The plan of what needs to be done with this door is that the appropriate electronic charge needs to be done to the door to kind of like hold these things in place. A witch bolt can actually hold for like a minute, like in the same spot. However, you're casting over there, you need to like pulse it of the right charge, pulse it to kind of like seal it for a round, like kind of like to hold it, and then it lets go and like to like seal the gears in place and not moving. The other one needs to be frozen, and you need to have somebody casting a spell to do that. All of these checks, all of these things require checks. Now, the Orogs get to make their own checks, and so I'll handle that. And so theirs is actually much easier. They actually have a big boom to them, because since they can hold their thing, you can make the changes as you go to see if it's working or not. Syax is a scary one. And who's reading the scroll?
What's the check? Is it Arcana?
It is, but it's honestly not very difficult.
It'd have to just Vicelor. Just let it be Vicelor.
Okay, so Vicelor's doing that?
Yeah.
I don't have a very good eye.
Because you can minimum roll 10. So
That's true.
I was going to say, if it has to deal with Arcana, fine. If I'm intimidating the scroll, I can do that.
Intimidate the scroll.
And I imagine Beishra's coming here as well. He's literally like a minute or two behind you guys, because he's grabbing a bunch of orcs to bring all the books down that were found and everything, right?
Yep.
So, or would you wouldn't bring them to him, right? You'd bring them to his men.
Yeah,
He wouldn't bring up anybody until we've identified them.
Go to this door unless Thonk had told him to go to the store. So he would, and besides that, he would.
I imagine you'd be summoned down to it as well, because there's no reason for you not to be, right? So you would stop splitting the party. Otherwise, you're going to sit out on the next adventure. I'll be like, sorry. So you would deliver a bunch of books to them and probably bring a couple of samples with you to
books not being delivered until we identify them.
Oh no, they're not necessarily of magic.
Yeah, non-magical ones, sure, they can have those
of significant value. But
they can have signed copies of Harry Potter. They can have the.
But even some of the magical ones would be like wizard spell books, and none of you guys can use those.
Yeah, they can have all that shit.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's like you'd be delivering stuff to them. So, anyways, you would do this now. The Orog. So the way that he has it set up is that he's like, all right, so your two men are going to handle this lock and this lock, the higher ones. Syax, I believe your name is. We've met before. You're going to handle this one down low, so you can actually reach it with your hand.
Would he make any comment as to why I look different from the last time we talked?
Honestly,
the first time we talked, I was red. Now I'm gray.
Honestly, he doesn't say anything, but that's because of the situation of what you're in, everything that's going on, and the fact that you're a hodgepodge group of powerful people. He knows what an adventurer is. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like
I didn't know if he would be like, "Are you?"
He's an NPC. He's aware of that.
Yeah. Okay. So he says, "You're going to be doing this now, Thonk. I actually have a specific task for you. I'm going to very slowly open the door and close it, and each time I need you to try to listen in as closely as possible, because you apparently heard the clicking when you just did it by yourself, not even realizing that it existed. So you must be keen. I need you to listen in to make sure that they're doing the correct charge. Your two Orogs first, your two men first, and then Syax last. Vicelor, you're going to be freezing that thing more or less the entire time after we get the first two set. The important thing is if you over channel the ice, you're going to permeate the air on the inside with too much frost, too much moisture, and then the electricity can jump. And that could be bad because I'm going to be the one pushing the door, and I really don't want to get shocked.
It's not a pleasant experience, as you see. Shocking is not only bad for the body, but it also channel up and damage the brain. I can tell you of many instances that I know of where the brain has been damaged due to even just a minor static shock.
You've been shocked more than a few times yourself, I'm sure.
Yes, I have.
And then he turns back and says, that one first, Thunk, if you don't mind. And so the Orog is going to stand there and just kind of like sit there and just like, freaking what's his name, Emperor Palpatine, the door. And so he goes over and he presses the door ever so slightly. Roll me a perception check.
Dice.
You don't hear any clicking.
I hear nothing.
Allow me to do my GM roll.
It's all that electric static crackling. So loud. Listen, Wade took 3 nat 20s to himself today, okay?
He did.
He pushes the door and you hear nothing.
Yeah. I hear nothing.
But nothing happens as he pushes it.
Heck yeah.
You know, for that gear. Which is hilarious because I said it's odd to work. I rolled a d20. I literally rolled a natty 1. Yeah. I'll gladly snip it for you if you want to see it. So we both rolled a natty 1 in a row.
It works.
I'll snip it for you afterwards so you can see it. So the second lock, he points at the other Orog, and he's like, that one, go. Now, you make me your perception check.
Okay, that's way better. 25.
Yeah.
You're listening, and you hear it clicking as he pushes the door.
I would just say it. I hear it.
Stops, and the Orog kind of like sits there and pulses again, and kind of like you go back and forth a couple of times, and all of a sudden, it's not clicking anymore, but he still has to let it release back because the other one's not there. Now that those two are locked in place, like we're on a time limit. Vice Lord, now.
Rolling Arcana?
Yep. You grab up a scroll that gives you the ability to utilize the cantrip Ray of Frost, but it's like utilizing the scroll. It's not like the Ray of Frost is only with you for a moment, right? You're casting this. You read up the scroll, and it actually gives you the ability to kind of cast it, and it's going to be with you for like the next like minute, 10 minutes, whatever the case may be. So actually, you just keep like hit it with various rays, or if you played the Neverwinter MMO, you just hold it, and you're freezing the door in the exact spot. But I actually need you to make me an attack roll because you're hitting a perfect spot. Same as the Orog said to do.
What am I just Eldritch Blast attack roll or what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Did you
my
see
God.
that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Number that it could go on before it found the 16.
Yeah.
That was a journey. That's why I like this being displayed on stream, because that was a journey, you know? Oh.
Every time I roll, it is.
So anyways, so and it works perfectly. Freezes it. And once again, they're kind of like pushing the door. Thonk, actually, does it work perfectly? Thonk, you roll me a perception check.
Please. Okay, we're good there.
Yep. Okay. Good. You hear it. It seems to be fine. And now he's like, now's the moment. CX. CX, what I need you to do is, because you're channeling the energy in a very specific way, you actually get to roll a charisma check.
A karate check.
Do I just click my charisma on my thing?
Yep, not save check. That's not charisma.
That's not
Charisma.
Oh,
That's wisdom.
I swear it was on that. I scrolled up.
I'll
I
take a
apologize.
reroll of that. That's unfortunate.
So you go pulsing at it, trying to hit to make it work. And Thonk, make your perception check.
13.
Oh.
It's working!
We're getting those low rolls.
Yeah, it's working. And so he's like, oh, thank God. And he grabs the door and he starts to push it forward.
Maybe he rolls an odd and it also is fine. Who knows?
It was not working. No, because he already rolled the charisma check for the even odd thing. It was not working. You did not hear it not working.
Is there anything I can do to get a fucking reroll on this shit? I don't think so.
Oh, wait. I would like to use my lucky roll.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot about it.
Yeah.
I looked over. I have one lucky roll.
All right.
That's right.
What do you get to? Just one more d20?
You get to roll with advantage.
He
right?
he rolls charisma.
Yeah,
Reroll your charisma roll.
Does he get to re-roll it with advantage or something?
No. He
It's
just gets
only
to
if he
choose.
rolls with disadvantage, it turns into super advantage. Is what you're
Gotcha.
thinking of. That's so much better. Wow. Lucky.
The Pog
Thank you, Lucky.
champ.
The Pog. Only Pogs and champ. Please.
Oh, Jesus. It sounds like it's working.
Woo!
Because it is. And he pushes the door open. And it swings open. Right as Baisher's walking down the hallway.
I was like, I swear there's something I can do. I'm like, wait, I got one lucky token left.
I'm assuming the guys would have taken the books and left.
Not
so-
left. Nope, they're staying because their commander's not back with them yet.
Okay.
So they're staying with the books. There's also a lot of them for them to try to carry just by themselves and other details. So what did you say, Syax?
Nothing.
Oh, sorry. So the door swings open. And it swings open, and what you actually see on the other side is genuinely surprising. What you end up seeing on the other side is a large cylindrical what's the word I'm looking for? Like hole in the ceiling. So it opens up to a door that's cylindrical and has a hole in the ceiling that stretches upwards. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not upwards. There's a hole in the floor that stretches downwards, like it goes even further in. So there's a large hole in the ground. That's it. Just opens up and
Grab a pebble.
Large
I mean,
hole
I
in the
have
ground.
good passive perception, so I grab a pebble and I just kind of get near the hole. I lay down next to it. I drop the pebble and I just listen for a tink.
You have the pebble. Roll me a perception. You don't need to. You immediately, because you have dark vision that's super high. So you actually notice the pebble falls a lot slower than you expected.
Ooh. I will kind of swirl, have my feet hang over the side, and I kind of like lift myself, and I'll be like, I'll be back. And I just go down.
You drop down,
Yeah.
and you actually reduce down at a pretty slow and steady and comfortable speed.
Featherball, baby.
And
Yeah, I was gonna
Palpatine,
say-
he was down there too.
I didn't mean to roll that with advantage.
Ooh.
And you actually appear down below into a large chamber because you just slid down, so you'd be like right down at the bottom there, the base. As you appear down in a large chamber down below, you actually drop for a period of time. You actually drop for about a minute. So it's about a 600-foot drop that you go down. So you can definitely holler up to your friends and they'd hear you echoing, hello. But so it's not like impossible for them to hear you.
All I see is a black screen.
Yep, because you're still upstairs.
Okay.
Unless you choose to come over and drop down as well.
Well, my perception roll was to see if the lady that I was supposed to kill that I didn't kill was in the room with the other dude.
So he's here, she's not here.
Okay. It was literally whether he's aware of the fact that she's alive and back in the city.
I don't think you can figure that out by just looking in the room.
Yeah,
Well,
he's here, she's not, yeah.
Yeah, it was literally seeing if she was there and he wasn't.
So is it just like a big, is it got like multiple doors, Scott?
Excuse me.
What?
Before you go rushing up there, he's like, run.
I just want to see what's up there. We're running out of time for the show, so I'm curious when we're gonna.
No, yeah, you're good. So now that you come down below and you notice there's a stairwell before you, there's literally torches lit up ahead of you. There's a whole bunch of like stuff that can be seen, so on and so forth. Do you call up to them, or do you like you're gonna explore for a minute?
I'm gonna explore for a minute, not like crazy go through anything, but I'm gonna go out to the center, just kind of get my bearings and see what's around.
Well, as soon as we can hear like a little echo, CX will just calmly walk right into the hole.
Sure. One of the things that you notice right away, Thunk, is that there is a door, of course, over here.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That is shut. There's a door over here that is shut. I just realized there's a random like token right here. Oh, what layer is that on?
I see no tokens.
Weird.
So.
And delete. And then of course there's the door in front of you that is I believe it's actually open. The door in front of you.
Oh,
nope, the door in front of you is shut as well.
Okay.
You can see.
Any symbols on the doors, or is it just blank doors?
Blank doors. Doesn't seem to be any symbols or anything like that. So it's just the three doors around you in this chamber.
That's all I need to see for now. We're all not ready for encounters, basically. Like I'm low on spells. I'm still hurt. Moving and exploring
just jumped down to join you.
Yeah,
I mean, you said be right back.
Yeah, I did say I'd be right back, but it doesn't really matter. If you pop down, you're gonna see Thunk just kind of standing in the middle there, looking at the doors, and then maybe even as you turn around, walk through, I kind of turn around, look like I'm ready to head back, and I go, look, seeing CX, I think it'd be best if we wait till tomorrow to explore further. The gift from my gods are weakening, and I need to sleep and rest.
Can I roll an investigation just inside if I notice anything interesting in this room?
I mean,
or would Thonk have already done that?
I mean, Thonk has a really high perception. He looked around the room. There doesn't seem to be anything here. Just two lit braziers and three doors and an awkwardly shaped room. Almost looks like a upside down Wario.
If I walk up to is this door, is it locked?
You walk up to the door and you look at the door itself, and it's a double door. It doesn't look like there's a locking mechanism.
If I like push it or pull it, does it seem to give?
If you grab it and you like pull just for a moment, like just kind of like pull just a smidge, you can feel it does pull open.
I'll crack it and peek through a crack, but not open it all the way. Did you hear what I said?
No.
Oh, I said I'll open it a crack and I'll peek through the crack.
Oh, so you
just to peer through it.
Sure. And so you look to
wait on the stairs to see where you would go.
Yep, you just see me doing that. I literally just push it open a crack. And I'm just trying to look through.
I wouldn't look at.
Oh, that's horrifying.
As soon as you open the door, you all of a sudden see. I'm gonna pop this up for everybody.
What the heck is that?
Nude.
A strange looking creature.
What the hell is that?
Before you. You have no idea what it is, but all of a sudden it's like.
It's got to be a golem of some sort.
And looks towards you, but it actually has a sound like you'd imagine, like ears and
if I see anything activate, I literally will turn and shout, Baeshra Vicelor, get down here!
And you would hear gears and like, what is it, like air pressure? What is it called? Pistons that are air.
Hydraulics.
Pressure. Hydraulics. You'd hear like gears and hydraulics as things like.
I'd shut that door, back the hell up, shout for Baeshra and CX to get their asses down here, and whoever else wants a fight.
They sound like AT-ATs.
You have the two Oroks that are right up there as well.
Oh yeah.
No heavy thunks. So you call for them two to come down,
I
and
call
they
for
drop down as well?
anybody who's willing to fight, because
Yep.
the Orogs are there too, right?
Okay, if you want the Orogs to drop down, you
Yeah.
can have them drop down as well.
And I mean, Thief Boy, it's up to him.
While this is happening, can I quicken spell? Like
I mean,
some
you
sorcery?
actually, you don't have to worry about, like, you're not in initiative or anything like that yet, right? So you don't have to worry about quicken spell. You can just, like, what do you want to do?
I just wanted to give myself some more spell slots. I would like to give myself a tier 3. One tier 3.
Sure, yeah, you can just kind of do that. You're not in any form of initiative yet. The door is not like
Okay.
open. Nothing's like running at you yet.
What can you send me that? Can you do the pop up on what the equivalent or the exchange?
It's over. If you hit the one that looks like a newspaper, it's called flexible casting, and you click that little token, you'll be able to find it.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. What can I say except you're welcome for the wonderful world you know.
The You're Welcome tour, not the other song.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. No, the one that's in the movie is the best one. The one that's sung by the dude that wrote the song is not that good.
No, the one that's sung by us at the end of our tour show is the best.
I know that wasn't good.
I don't. Are you appropriating Moana songs?
No.
Is this where we want to leave it?
We
at the
changed.
cliffhanger, by the
We
way.
changed 10% of the lyrics. We are within our legal rights.
We only played a 5-second clip. It's under fair use.
Yeah, it is definitely a Disney song, not a.
Disney.
Yeah, no. Our icon is of course Mackie Mouse. So, anyways, you. Oh, sorry, your Orogs. Let's give him a better image. How about let's use this image? There we go.
Well, do we
Is
want to
this-
save this for cliffhanger stuff?
Yeah. But I just want to give you a good
Ooh,
Orog
he's
image.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yo, I love that hammer.
I
Yeah.
would be in front of the Orogs, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Somebody needs to assert their dominance.
They're way cooler looking than I had them in my mind.
Bastra's behind them, but Tyler would stand in front of them.
Yeah. Yes, we can definitely stop as a cliffhanger here to answer your question.
Because I kind of want to
Yeah.
go through all the doors and see what the hell's down here.
Oh, of course, you want to go through absolutely everything, and right now is a great time to stop for a cliffhanger because you guys are so well rested and have all of your powers.
I know, that's my concern. But this guy's like, you don't have time to wait for tomorrow, so.
Yeah, unfortunately.
we gotta
I
do
have
this
2
now.
fireball spells, boys.
But I've got a nice 5 to 10 year plan for this city, and we'll see.
I've got all my
have
spells, I just don't have all my health.
Health is such a.
Finicky
Health doesn't
things.
matter.
I have
Everything
one
takes
heart
down
seeker.
into it. Doesn't matter how much
Everything
health you
else
have.
You know, health doesn't matter when you live forever.
Nah.
That's also
In
true.
this party, you have about a 1.5 episode lifespan.
No, I just come back the next day.
Well,
So are you guys afraid of what you're about to see through that door?
I'm
Yes.
afraid, but I'm actually vastly interested into what. the
I'm
hell's
vastly
going on.
interested. It does look extremely flammable.
Looks like something Jack would be making in Dark Sun.
I just want to know
Just
who
say-
that figure in the shadow way back
do,
there is.
do you see what's through that door, Vicelor?
Who is that?
Oh, hey, it's Mortifer. If Mortifer's there, then we're doing some cross realm shenanigans, and this is a problem because Mortifer will just collide and we'll die.
I
Help,
wasn't
I may
scrolled
have
up, so I
killed my
couldn't see
friend.
me.
I
That's
only
okay.
see your feet. Why can I only see the
Mortifer's on
feet?
the other side of that
Hang
door.
on.
We're
There we go.
leaving.
That's Mortifer.
This party could not take on Mortifer, I don't believe.
Listen, I do love how FSO Zombie literally said, all right, I'm going to take a basic idea of Wade and then improve it across the board.
And just sexify him up.
Even said that is exactly what I look like, mostly nude.
No. Like, well, look how ripped he is. It's freaking
He's
crazy.
so ripped, he has scars from the muscles piercing his skin.
Listen, be quiet for a second. But you can literally see by looking at the face, it literally is inspired by Wade. Like, you can see, like, no, he actually did say, I'm going to take Wade and turn him up to he started at a 1. But turn him up to 11. You know what I mean?
When your base model's so crude, you just have all the rude the
What are you
room to
talking? This is
improve.
exactly what Molly sees when she looks at me.
So
And
question.
that's what Molly tells you she sees, buddy.
Wait, as Mortifer, what is his weakness?
Anything that has to do with brains or magic.
Insects.
Yeah, a giant desert scorpions that inject venom into them.
So if I rolled a fireball at him, it wouldn't like really affect him.
It would, but health works. I don't know what his health would be in 5e. He has
This
so many
guy
hit
would-
points.
This guy would have it. He looks like he's got needle fingers.
The problem with
like a
Mortimer
great
isn't
time.
the fact you couldn't hurt him. It's that he can heal himself, but also if he swings his hammer, he would one-shot everyone in this party.
I just got him. His name is Nedward Needlefingers.
So good.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I just thought of that while Wade was talking.
Well,
Nedward Needlefingers.
I feel like if I touch this guy, he's just gonna immediately burn to death.
he's made out of wood. I mean, who knows? Let's hope
And
that's
acid.
exactly what happens. We'll see.
Is that what happens whenever CX masturbates?
Yeah, it's pretty jarring, man.
Absolutely furious. Well, thanks for watching,
Oh,
everybody. We'll be back next
You have to
Wednesday.
be like,
Nope.
fucking grasp? Ooh,
No,
bad
we will
idea.
not be back next Wednesday.
It's a whole different kind of burn.
I thought it was next Thursday we weren't going to be back, but I guess
No,
it's
it's
both.
TwitchCon next
It'd
week,
be both.
Oh, TwitchCon's next week. Okay.
as
so
well
the
as
week after.
Scott's
Hey,
stuff.
we'll be back in a
Yeah.
couple weeks. Are we going to be back tomorrow?
Yeah, yes. I am 99.99% sure tomorrow's going to happen.
All right. Unless something changes, we'll be back tomorrow, same time, for our Dark Sun campaign with myself, Wade, and Jake, and Scott, as always, running.
We
as
better, because
DM.
we left off there in a crazier cliffhanger than we have here right now.
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. But we'll go around the room. People can tell you where you can find you and what they're doing for the week. And we'll start with Vice Lore, a.k.a. Wade.
All right. Most important thing, Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 10, probably midnight, assuming we're hitting our goals. I will be doing a charity stream for Extra Life. So 2 p.m. Eastern to midnight on Saturday, this coming Saturday. I'll have a game schedule. I'm going to make a video tonight, and I'll post it tomorrow talking about what all we'll have going on, game-wise and schedule-wise and stuff. But we're raising money for Extra Life. We're trying to raise $10,000, $15,000, somewhere in that range. And I think one of the charity incentives, people have been wanting me to do Dead by Daylight with the crew again for forever. And whilst I have happily retired, I'm willing to go back for one stream or a series of videos with the crew and just revisit it. So that'll be one of the charity goals. I don't know what all the other ones will be, but most important thing is to raise money for a good cause. Other than that, you can find me twitch.tv/minion777 or on YouTube. I'm Lord Minion777. And that is me. Saturday. Be there, though.
Heck yeah, Saturday. Tyler, what about you, brother?
Hey, I'm Tyler Scheid. You can find me over on twitch.tv/apocalypto_12 and on all social media as apocalypto_12 except YouTube. That's no underscore, so just apocalypto12. I'm around. I'll be streaming. If Wade wants me on his charity stream, I might be there. I don't know. It's up to him. It's his thing. He's doing his stuff. But yeah, also, generally on Fridays, I have a campaign over on Dale Rick's channel, but there's not going to be that this Friday. And sometime in October, I've brought this up every single time. I'll be back over on Maggie's channel, but we're still waiting because she's been so crazy busy at work as a guest star on their Wrath and Glory Warhammer 40k campaign.
Are you still going to be a part of that, really?
Yep.
Oh. I'm just kidding. I love playing with you.
I was like, wait, what? Why are we sad about this? Hang on. Sweet.
The plot thickens.
Well, people who nobody who was ever sad to play with this person, Pat. What's going on?
Hi, I'm Patrick. I play CX here. And yeah,
that's
you
it.
can find me. Yeah, that's me. Goodbye, Scott. I've been playing a crap ton of Borderlands 3. It is a lot of fun. Tomorrow, I think we're gonna go check up on. Oh no, I've been wanting to get back to The Sims 4 because I made the Salty Boys. Wade is the only. No, you and I are the only money makers. JP has burnt the house down. Gar sleeps all day and does nothing. You write a comedy book about children pooping.
That sounds on brand, actually.
Yeah, you bring in a good chunk of the
I
money.
got the inspiration from our time together.
Oh.
Yeah, JP's dating another chef. It's fun, but poop in the night. Yeah, that's what your book was called. So you make like $12 a month for a poop in the night.
$12 a month. Oh, you're like YouTubing it now, buddy. Congrats.
Honestly, that's not too far off these days.
Especially with all the school views kicking back in. It's a good time.
Yeah,
Love it.
but yeah, that's me.
Sweet. And Scott, you've got a ton of things happening over on your channel. What's going on with you?
I do have a ton of things happening over there, but we're going to focus on one thing. Monday's my birthday.
Hooray!
And I think I was strong-armed into playing Dream Daddy. I think.
Oh, have fun.
So I've played it once before, but it was like 2 years ago. So I think I have to go and find my daddy.
Good luck.
Well, we're not playing next week. I was gonna say for our
Yeah.
birthdays you torture us, so for your birthdays something nice should have to happen to us to torture you. But
No, Scott skips when his birthday's around.
Well, I mean, I'm not skipping for that reason. I'm skipping because lots of other things are going on in life right now.
no, that's why you're skipping.
Life is
I know
fucking
better. Everyone
chaos.
knows better. You planned this week out on purpose.
I think Scott for his birthday would make you just play every character you hate playing.
Yeah, Trini would appear.
Barbara.
Barbara would be.
Honestly, that's not what I would do. I'll be completely honest. If we were to play D&D, which by the way, I would totally do. If one of you guys want to hang out on Monday and save me from Dream Daddy and do something else, let me know. But honestly, what I would do is I would have one of you guys DM a one-shot little short session for us, for the rest of us. That would be fun. Like just grab a crew of people, have something that never DM before, like a Pat or a Wade or something. Just be like, do something goofy and fun. Let's just go to town. Let's be cray.
Don't play Dream Daddy. Play Doki Doki Literature Club. It's funnier.
Don't know what that is.
No,
but
it's a way funnier visual novel that's like anime on the outside, but kind of like on purpose. You'll see. It's really good. You should play. It's free. It's free on Steam. I'm telling you, it's really fucking good.
Now you gotta play both on your birthday.
True.
Congrats.
There's also a
It's
monster.
a lot of reading. Those games never have voice actors.
There's some voice
That's
acting.
not true. What's his name? Larry Bear. It was a voice actor for Dream Daddy. No, he was not. He did like 3 grunts. Okay, like he didn't read me lines. Read me lines. Read me lines, Bear Taffy.
You could also do Monster Prom, which is all.
That's published by Jesse, our buddy Jesse, Scott. You know Jesse.
Oh, Jesse Cox.
Yeah, he publishes it.
Yeah. I actually saw that one before, and I was like, I don't know, this one kind of looks fun.
No, it's funny because it's replayable. It's different ways to get different endings, and it's like 45 minutes a run.
And of course, you're doing your live show on my daughter's birthday, so I can't
am.
even come see your live show.
I know, it's a bummer. It's all right. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow. And if you missed the show, you came halfway through, and you want to watch it, you can watch it right away after as a VOD if you're a subscriber. September, now's the time. Half price VODs. If not, or half price subs rather for emotes, VODs, and all that good stuff. If not, free on YouTube 24 to 48 hours later. And we'll be back tomorrow night with Dark Sun. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.